And then finally at the end of the day, he's going on and on about smelling donuts. He takes it off and he sees like the grease ring on his shirt, and he looks. And he's like, "Oh, there's a smashed donut in there." So, but my buddy, so he gets him back. My buddy drinks coffee like all day long, one right after the other, and he had like crystals to mix. The flavor crystal coffee.
Oh yeah.
So he had a big old thing of that. This dude took chocolate X-Lax. And shaved an entire huge bar of chocolate X-Lax into it.
Kill you.
And stirred it up. So anyway, he goes, "Yeah, here I am, man, drinking coffee after coffee after coffee." He's like, "I'm good, man." He goes, "I go to the bank, and I'm standing in line at the bank." And he goes, "It just came like a tsunami." He goes, "You know what, Rock? I don't care how tight you think you can clench your asshole.
Oh God.
It's going to come out." And I go, and he goes, "And I just shit myself." And I go, "Like, did you make it to the car?" He goes, "Nope, shit myself right in line at the bank." And I go, "My God, what'd you do?" He goes, "I just turned around and walked out, got in my car and drove home." And he goes, "By the time I got home, my boots were filled." He goes, "There was shit from my neck all the way up my back."
Oh God. I remember those days with my daughters in their onesie. I was like, I think this is going to be bad. A couple times there was
Sebastian set a couple up the back of his neck. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But this is a grown-ass 30-year-old man, dude.
The last platoon sergeant I ever had, we had decided, we were going to do a little platoon thing, get some camaraderie. We were in South Korea, and before that, Paki Super Hot Chip Challenge started like past couple years.
Yeah.
They had something similar in South Korea with the world's spiciest instant ramen, or ramyeon, as they call it over there. And so we decided, you know what, we're going to do that for lunch. We're going to go out and we're actually going to get it into town, and everyone's going to order the spiciest. My platoon sergeant's old
Ring of Fire!
Like my
grew up
guts
in
are churning
DC.
just
He
with
was
the
like,
story.
this was the last couple of years before he was retiring, good old, and so, he's like talking about how, you young bucks don't know nothing. Like, I grew up in DC. I grew around the corner from some Jamaicans. They're go curry, this, that. He was sweating so much. That was the first time I had ever seen someone completely
Like soak a shirt.
Just soak his OCPs. And like we got back to our facility, and so the console we were in was like all metal flooring and everything, so you couldn't really be quiet.
Oh no! So it was like squishy,
and so like there's channels in the floors, which I won't go into why, but there's channels in the floors that go through all the different rooms, and so you could hear it from the front of the facility, from the restroom in the back, through those metal channels in the floor.
Like a kind of like a fire hose that farting, a farting fire hose.
Oh my God, that's great.
Like if you ever like thrown a tuba down a hallway, just yeah, it's bad.
Hi everybody.
Hey, we're talking about super gross shit.
Yes, we are, because we're old. Yeah. That's what you talk about.
That's why my bathrooms have those little cartridges in them now.
I want to put a bidet in mine.
Super easy.
My brother was like going home from the desert, and he's like in the middle of the desert, and he's like, he has to take a shit, right? So he stops, and he goes, what I normally do is I just hold on to my bumper like this and lean over, and they take my shit, right? So he goes, so I'm holding on to the bumper, I take my shit, and he goes, I go to wipe, and I look down to, you kind of look down and see what happened, and he goes,
what you made,
and there's nothing there. And he's like, what the? He's looking all around. He's checking his pants, nothing. And then he's like, and then like 10 feet away, there's like a 6-foot turd perfectly laid out. Like it went whoop, what? Like 10 feet away.
Remember the one I showed you, the video?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah.
I've been spending quite a while
Why
trying
didn't
to
you tell me
forget
about the
it.
one where it was in his underwear?
Oh no, that was my friend Jim. He was a tank commander on when they had the M60s.
How long did you take the new
and M60 tanks?
Well,
And then 60 crew guys.
I haven't back from him yet.
And so they were out on maneuvers, and like they had been up for like, I don't know, like
Possibly
3 days
I don't
straight.
think he's lost.
And his crew was like, basically like now they're like want to kill each other and stuff. And he goes, So he said, so he took his poncho liner, he shoved it in the air intake of the tank, and he broke it down. And so it takes those monster trucks with the things to come pick them up. It takes them forever to get out there. It takes them like two days to get out to
I
him.
can see your microphone.
And so he said, so we just set up a little camp.
There you go.
We set up a camp, and we just ate and slept and then did everything. He says, so I had to go take a shit. And he said, I usually just put my back up against a tree and I take my shit. And he goes, and I shit right in my underwear.
Starry Night's got a good subject changer.
So then
He's like, would you rather have to pay 90% income tax or never play TTRPGs ever again?
never play
Aw.
TTRPGs again.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. You made it too easy, bro. That's
90%?
come on,
90%?
90%.
Yeah, the 90s a little on the high side.
Well, okay, guys.
I think the highest one
Sign me
is
up for
like
that. I'll see you guys later.
50.
Yeah. So I go, dude, what'd you do? And he goes, well,
Almost
I took out
changed
my,
the subject.
I took out my knife and I cut my underwear and I made a little pouch and then pulled it out.
And threw it
And
in
he
his
goes,
buddy.
now I know what Alexander meant by many of the mighty have shit upon their own heels.
Those field meals, because the thing is that those MREs are so fortified, they bind you up. The gum that they put in the little packets, they're sweetened with xylitol. Which
To
if
loosen you up.
Yeah, to loosen you up. So you can MREs for a
Back
week
you
straight,
full.
They-
and you're
Can I
sitting
get a
there
little
chewing
piece
the
of
gum,
gum? Bam!
His trick was Tabasco sauce.
which they also put in like everything.
Bend over and become a mortar. Bam, bam, bam.
He'd bring Tabasco sauce and stuff.
Well, what we would do is we would take to like kind of stay awake a little bit. Is we would take some people would get the instant coffee. We'd
Oh,
put it
here's a
all
good one.
together and
Would
whack
you
it,
rather
chew it with
live
gum.
in the world of your current campaign or have your character live in our world?
I'd rather have my character live in our world.
Yeah.
That's only because it's a big giant
Okay.
Dracula
It'd be
bird.
hilarious to see.
I know I don't know how familiar you are
Right?
with Jason's
No.
world, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if Jason's running the world that you particularly are talking about, fuck no. I'd rather be here.
It's like a directed
as a
TV version of
goblin.
A Million Ways to Die.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
no
you guys
way,
talking
man.
about?
Like no way.
Keep making shit up.
Like,
Literally
I don't
shit.
know why my players are so paranoid.
Can't
Would you
imagine.
rather
So-
eat a bag of broken glass?
Where we
or
last
rub-
left off, the team were introduced to the historical home of Takit. Is that too loud?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I have to let.
Yay!
There he is!
Perfect
Now-
timing.
I keep forgetting you're coming with the flow of traffic, aren't you?
Brutal. I need to get on
Um,
those fast tracks.
Where are you living at right now?
Right now I'm in Fullerton, but I'm moving to
Oh, dear
Stanton
God.
within the
Next couple
In a month,
weeks, right?
yeah.
Next month or whatever. Okay.
Fullerton.
Stanton will be a lot easier
Hoping
because
so.
you're dropping just straight down the southern corridor.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the.
what's the earliest you can leave? Do you think would it help to leave earlier?
Well, typically I work until 6, so I'm just adjusting my schedule. I really
Gotcha.
probably can't get out earlier than 5.
Gotcha. Okay. We're gonna be playing at 7 until he moves to Stanton. Everybody okay with that? And then we'll.
We're gonna play
alternate-
what?
2-3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
Oh,
Seven.
7.
Until he moves.
Can you
Okay.
turn that down a nudge? I don't have the
What?
tablet, but-
Eh?
You know what, you old fuck.
Mhm.
Everybody, Zach, Matt,
Hey, Zach.
Matt Fuggin, Alec, Bill, Ivar, and of course my superior half.
These two
Calista.
also answer to Statler and Waldorf. Okay.
That's right.
I'll answer to
How
anything
much
except
did you turn it
Wayfair.
down? Because now I can't hear it at all.
Oh my god. Split the difference.
I pushed 2.
That's why I can't hear it at all.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
an
go.
odd number,
Right?
Tim.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Maggot,
Huh?
disadvantage
What?
all night.
I normally have my own disadvantage when you roll
All right. You gotta
advantage
come
and
over
get
this
2
way.
5s. Yeah.
So we can see you. It's gonna be a little bit more.
And we have lots of snacks.
Thank you.
Are you
Yeah.
a diabetic?
I am.
Sorry.
Snap into a Slim
Slim
Jim.
Jims are great.
Who brought all the fucking Slim Jims?
That would have been mad.
Jeez, Matt.
Yeah, dude. Like he was like,
Spicoli
like
over here.
you know, it's only 4
You know, he
hours.
came in.
Last week I was eating everybody's
Yeah.
snacks.
We
so I
snack
said, this
shamed
week
him.
I'm gonna come.
I'm saving these for
Snack
later.
shamed him.
Oh my
Because I just
God.
had
You want
dinner.
some of our snacks? We were bring your own.
He was going. Which one?
Like he was even thinking of the
Let's
group
see,
because he didn't know
Ivar
if there's
doesn't
any Jewish people,
drink.
so he brought some
Yeah. There we
Manischewitz.
go, man.
Matt's over there.
Dark chocolate.
Matt's over there.
matzo.
Ivar doesn't drink, so if I
Yeah.
kill his pancreas, I can have his liver.
Yeah, that would work. Of course, I drink too, just not that often. I binge.
Binge.
Oh, at
That's
war.
true.
You
At
have to-
war.
At war, he
Scoot a little over
imbibes.
this way.
What?
And Bill
Oh,
looks like
what?
he's
This way?
other way.
Your other right.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go,
When you
Taki.
lean, when you lean that way, your head almost leaves.
Why do we have a
the-
huge table, but I still feel like I have the same amount of room as the other table?
Because you're sitting
Because
next
it's
to me.
covered in pancreatic juice fluid.
Yeah.
You
Let
have
me get,
all
let
of
me
the
get
room
one of
available.
these.
All of the room you
Yes,
need.
thank you. Thank you.
So, where we last left off, team had been introduced to Keith's home. This particular team, who's the Oracle? The High Oracle, who uses weed to bring himself into existence. The Minstrel, the Reader of the Stars, the proverbial body servant.
Jack of
Maggot.
all trades.
Master
of none.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Master of none.
And then, of course, Takit, the strange bearer of an unusual curse that seems to have skipped a generation for the first time ever. And with the understanding of his mother's reveal and realization, he also is in possession of a rare magic item that allows him to wear a veil and allow those onlookers who view him to understand what they want to see is what they see. But we're also introduced to a complex situation that Takit finds himself involved in. Currently, the council is up for a vote. And with each general region or regent of the areas, both the east and west of Luna Verde, offering up possible political folks, he's had to do something that he was not prepared to do. He had to offer up that he had an heir. Unfortunately, he was not aware that he had one until he finally spent some time in one of the family libraries, discovered that the Hammer Strikers had done some genealogy or lineage work for some previous members of the Takit family. There's a possibility that somewhere within the Hammer Strikers could be a hereditary heir of the Takit family. Torin, who had traveled from the Crown Spire, seriously.
I don't know. Sorry.
Well, let me do this on camera so everyone can see my username and password for Twitch.
Okay.
I don't think they can.
That was sarcasm.
One type in last part, please, too.
It kicked me out of the D&D Beyond account, so I don't have the.
You just get to make up your rolls for us.
Huh.
You make up all your modifiers. You just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I have
guess
to
it's plus
pause
10
my
modifier.
recap.
Best goblin that's ever existed.
Yeah. Super Goblin.
I do like playing goblins. They're a lot of
Do you
fun.
want me
He
to
had
print
too,
up your character?
No,
he had too much
really?
of the special blend one day, and now he's just
Why you
great
do
at
that to
everything.
Gelmir is my favorite goblin.
No,
If
it's
Gelmir and
different.
Maggot were in the same game, I would worry.
Oh, that would be cool.
You want me to go print it?
I'm surprised we get
Yeah,
anything
I
like
was just
that.
trying to get my
Great.
wife to, when I was trying to get her to play, I was trying to get her to bring her goblin character
Barreled?
Barrel. Celestial Warlock, or not Celestial, Genie Warlock, and got their name because they were found floating in a barrel at sea by
Hey, she said
pirates.
she could just print my character sheet up, so I said, okay.
I gave you
No,
the
I got it.
benefit
I just had to do
of
the
doubt
offering.
and assumed it
Sorry,
was
man.
barrel the stone, not barrel the
That thing hasn't kicked me off, and I don't know how
It's a
long.
goblin.
Like,
It's got to be the container.
I've probably
this
been on
time
there
I
for
had
a
to
year.
remember what I did,
I'm
so the
in-
authorization remembered. There you go.
Can't read or write, but is an amazing artist.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Love it.
So,
Sorry to interrupt
with
you.
that, Torin was welcomed to the estate as well, as he was to deliver the message and to submit the documentation and the items for Takit to fill out. However, through conversation of both good food and good drink, it was determined that Torin would delay his return back to the Crown Spire, affording Takit an opportunity to not only fill out the paperwork, but actually find a potential heir. Bronco had shown Torin to his room. The rest of the team finished off the evening either in the hallways talking snarky commentary about Takit, or drinking, being catty, and trying to figure out what to do. However, the team eventually settled into their long rest, and then they woke up the following morning. Gathering up gear, there was an intention to set towards the Crown Spire. However, Takit, as you wake up, there's a couple things you notice. One, the normal tray of breakfast, tea, and morning expectations are not in your room. Something that Bronco has delivered to your room time and time again for quite a few years. There's also, as the remaining of your staff begin to arrive to the breakfast table, and as you come down from your room, breakfast is not ready. And there is no sign of Torin at this point. Or Bronco. It's early morning.
Oh, what gives? I'll need some coffee to chase off this hangover. Where's everybody?
Thorin was an orc as well, right?
He was.
A
Ooh,
gentleman.
you
I don't
said
fuck
past
that
tense.
was.
Orc gentleman.
Thank you.
Okay. Maggot has been printed.
Does Bronco have a place where he likes to get drunk?
Oh, I didn't check.
From
Give
last
me-
time, Bronco doesn't drink.
You give me a
Because I
history
had to-
check. See if you
I had to
can,
read,
Copy it.
you
copy
can
it
recall.
to be able to be on the campaign.
Maggot. Okay. Cool.
I guess I could change the name. I don't- I think I got-
22.
I deleted
22.
it.
In the local town, there aren't a lot of places to imbibe. Bronco rarely ever leaves the estate. Normally, you can usually account for him almost like clockwork. His activities, what he does. This is incredibly unusual that he is not here. Normally, you would expect your guests to have already been kind of brought down and presented to the breakfast table as well. As you contemplate this, you hear a very loud knock on the estate door.
Oh, no, they ain't Syrian dead. That's gonna have to be one of y'all.
Maggot, would you go see who's at the
I'll
door?
go get the
please?
door. I'll go get the door. I'll go get the door.
He just looks at Tiki. Fuck yourself.
I'll go get the door.
Talia, you kind of like get out of the chair.
I'll get it.
No, I got it. I got it.
Reginald, as you knock on the door, you're covered in 3 days' travel.
That sounds gross.
These machines drive you insane. It's bad enough you had to sit through the evening and listen to the ramblings of the goblin mechanics work on these great machines. You finally have had enough. You spill out of one of the machines wearing your attire as you do, although you are covered in road grease, mechanical smoke and soot, carrying something in your hand. And as you're knocking on the door, looking around, pondering the choice that you've made to become an accountant for this strange individual that goes by the name of Takit. But there you have it. Door opens. When the door opens, what does Talia see?
So he is a 6'8" furbolg, which is a bit small for furbolgs. He's just a little scrawnier than other people of his family in general. He does have on a full suit, glasses with a little bit of tape right across the nose,
Like not suit of armor. You mean
like
like
a full suit.
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 double brace.
Three-piece
Exactly. Yeah,
double-breasted.
tie and everything.
Gotcha.
3 days worth of travel, but he still does look pretty good, all things
Is the suit
considered.
wrinkled?
There are a couple creases that you see kind of bother him. So he keeps kind of looking around, little dirt marks and
Adjusting
creases,
shoulders.
100%, tightening and loosening his tie as intervals go. He is carrying a briefcase, and he is just somewhat exhausted, somewhat frustrated, but trying to stay composed. And he just goes,
"Oh yeah, Reginald Ron Morgan the third, and I am here for the accounting position."
He's holding something in his hand. And when he looks back at you, what does he see?
I am a 6-foot Aarakocra. I am mostly black with red on my cheeks and red on the like a slash through my wings. Red.
And he's holding a help wanted pamphlet that seems to have Takit's signature on it. And it seems that whether he remembers it or not, Takita has put out an ask for a new accountant for the family estate.
I'm gonna look back to get. Huh.
What's it say?
Well, come on in.
Right.
It says help wanted.
And help found.
I'm not sure if we're professionally able to help him.
You watch as the furbog comes in, ducks underneath one of the nearby archways.
No, I think it was us or him helping to keep. Did you
Oh,
put
that
out a
was a
sign
joke.
for or put out for accountant?
recollection.
I thought he was talking about
Give me a
that. I thought he was
history check.
joking with
You were
us.
pretty drunk that
And
night.
I'm saying, I say that
I'm
out
sorry, what
loud.
was your character name?
Reginald von Morgan III.
What check did you want?
History.
Morgan?
18.
Not gonna remember.
18. It might have been. You've been worried about finances? You got incredibly drunk one night? Yeah.
Spend money to skip.
You remember sending a message to one of your
You can get drunk?
one of your office staff that you have at your small, estate that you have in the Crown Spire? You're like, yeah, might have been that night. So as Reginald is standing there looking from where Talia is now back at the breakfast table, Maggot, describe
Yeah.
yourself for Reginald so he knows what you look like.
Okay. So you see like a 3'10" goblin, kind of like mottled green and brown skin. He's wearing a flight jacket that's got some armored pieces on it and a flight helmet, with like little goggles. And yeah, he's got like a stub of like a cigar in his mouth.
And you glance from Maggot over to Takit himself, sitting beside Maggot. The strange thing about looking at Takit, with your character in mind, what would be the most fascinating person that your character would want to see?
Probably Reginald's dad, but like without the look of disdain that he typically sees.
You kind of get the feeling that you're staring at a male furbog. Maybe the visage is kind of blurry and it forms. You're just shocked that Takit is a furbog. At least you're being hired by one.
Oh, you're even smaller than I am. That's great. I've never seen a smaller furball.
Kate's only a little bit taller than me, I think.
Yeah, he's not very tall. Shifting off to his left, you see a druid. And that's where you see Richter, who is kind of like
Getting ready to roll one.
In the middle of rolling one.
Describe what Richter looks like for Reginald.
Well, Richter's a little under, I guess, 5 foot. He's a orc, bugbear,
He's a bork.
orc.
Fork.
He always has a pouch full of special luminary weed he keeps handy. It helps him to dance around different realms. He can transcend when he imbibes of the weed. It allows him to foresee the future and be the orc that he is.
At least the future he thinks is real.
I cast. Yeah,
So
right.
strong it put bacon in a
I
chicken
cast
soup.
meld into couch. Where'd he go?
And then finally, the opposite end. Someone, describe yourself, Grimmeth.
Well, for all intents and purposes, oh man, I can't keep up this accent today. We're not doing the accent today. I'm having problems with it all day. I had problems with it in the one shot that I ran earlier. For all intents and purposes, you're going to see what appears to be purple-skinned tiefling. But you know that tieflings don't really exist over here. He looks rather hungover. In front of him is a bottle of whiskey, cup of coffee, and a mandolin that never leaves his side.
With that, breakfast resumes. Reginald.
Breakfast. There's no food.
Oh, that's right. You're sitting at a breakfast table that is
Make my own
devoid of food, no sign of Torin the guest, and no sign of Bronco at this point.
So is there
Maggot.
a job or?
Yeah.
Yes. May I have your name, please?
Reginald
Ghelfi.
von Morgan the third.
Reggie. Very nice to meet you. I am
Belfry.
Takit,
Nice to meet you.
head of the house.
Something else.
Oh, Sir Takit. Lord Takit.
Someone.
Wow.
Are you
As you
sure?
like.
Yes.
How's you like Takit?
I'm looking up. Can I see
That
Belfry?
would work as well.
Yeah, as you're talking,
Talia looks
heads
up.
up.
All of you hear as like a pile of bat shit just lands like
Yeah.
on the ground. It's not doesn't seem to be filled with anything.
Is there
It's
any
just
orc?
kind of
It's what's
Is
for
there any
breakfast.
orc in it?
doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
No shoes that
No
might look like
kobolds
his.
I'll go to the room
Okay, you watch,
begrudgingly.
you watch as
Oh,
Maggot
good.
gets away from the table, so you can hear his kind of webbed feet making its way up the
Bastard's probably
stairs.
sleeping in. Probably can't find his eye.
Maybe his gout's flaring up again.
As you get to the top of the stairs,
New ad for a new
Maggot.
fucking. Oh yeah.
You go down the hallway, and Torin's door is open.
Torin or
Bronco.
Broncos?
Torin's door is open.
Now who's Torin? Because I.
Torin is the
The diplomat that checked.
Oh, the diplomat. Okay. Okay, so I glance in.
Okay. The entire room's turned over. There's shattered furniture. The window in the room is shattered outward. All the drawers have been turned out. A leather bag has been turned out as well.
What was in the leather bag?
paperwork.
His paperwork.
No, he left the paperwork
Oh,
with you.
okay.
This
It
would
was
be his
his
personal
paperwork.
bag.
Yeah. Anything of value in the room, I take.
Give you investigation as you kind of like stumble into the room and look around.
Okay. Terrible. Looks like he was robbed. Oh my god.
It took everything that wasn't nailed down. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
What do you think I got?
A natural
7?
Yeah. I tried.
Okay, it's not a
I mean,
7.
I can see the stuff that's laying there on the bed. If like, we're
Yeah,
going
I mean,
about.
you're kind of like looking around and you realize that
This
his
is a quick job.
You realize the personal bag's been turned out and completely rifled through. There are some signs of both a struggle and some bloodstains on the bed itself. Other than that, you see no other sign of anything that could be pilfered or dealt with.
All right.
And are the rest of us there, or we're still in the breakfast?
You guys are all still
You're gonna
downstairs
You're
in the
gonna hear
common.
me yelling from the breakfast.
I'll go.
Hey, Maggot, is he dead?
You hear.
Shut up! I'm checking.
Stop yelling!
Kind of like step back out in the hallway, and there's the next set of stairs that should lead up to where Bronco's room
I
would
go
be.
over up to where Bronco's room is.
Okay. You follow the stairwell up.
I'll take out my hatchet knife.
Yeah.
Just in case. I can
Door
end up
looks
like
closed.
them. Okay, I open it.
It's locked.
I pick it.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand.
Don't do that to me again. Do you understand? Come on. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. 15 plus a bunch. 15. 24.
24. No noise, no nothing. Just a simple fill the tumblers, kind of rotate over, and the door kind of pushes in with no problem whatsoever. The room is immaculate. The bed does not look slept in. There's no sign of Bronco in here at all. Leaning up against the wall next to his bed is his cane. That's the only sign that he's been here. The bed does not look slept in.
I'll take the cane.
Okay. You grab it.
Is there any precious stones in it or anything?
There is a small, like, kind of emerald facet that sits on the top of the cane, and like a inverted, like silver talon that's like holding it and kind of weaved into the oaken, kind of like. Give me some
Come to
hand
daddy.
as you try to get the inset out.
laptop that smells like cocaine.
So 23.
23. As you do that, the silver hand animates, grabs your wrist, shakes the stem, like the stone, out of your hand, and then it sets back in and it reanimates back into a cane.
Wow. Magic cane. I can get pretty pink. Yes. All right. I walk down the stairs, pimp style.
All you need is the goldfish platform.
That's right.
Here, maybe Bronco's fine.
As you guys continue to wonder where the hell is breakfast, down comes Maggot carrying Bronco's cane.
And a bag of pilfered items.
Begging your master's pardon, but guest seems to have been murdered and bodies secured somewhere. I don't know where. At least some type of struggle with blood involved. And your good for nothing servant's gone. He left his cane here. How is he going to walk around with no cane? 2 and 2 together, I say he did. Whatever happened. I'll hunt him down, that one-eyed son of a bitch.
You think Bronco killed Torin?
I'll hunt that one-eyed son of a bitch down and make him no-eyed
It's
son of a
going to be a
bitch.
long day as you see Grimmeth just slam back the coffee and start pouring the whiskey into his cup.
Does
Show me
this
what you
job
got.
require
I'm gonna go
violence? Because
All right.
I abhor
I'm gonna go
violence.
What's your life insurance plan look like?
Oh, that's what I was going to ask for the benefits.
There's none, but you get a title.
Hey,
Oh, wonderful.
hey,
Never had one.
so you're an accountant?
Yeah.
Wait, you're an
Yeah.
accountant.
How do you,
Right.
what are you going to account?
That's what I'm here to find out, right? I've only been in one room so far. It's this one.
Yeah, well,
Well, let's go look at
this will be
another
the
room.
easiest. This will be the easiest job you ever had. You count 10 copper pieces. Okay, come on, let's go up to this room.
Right? 10.
As Maggot delivers the report of what he found,
Please take me up there.
Yeah, well, let's go up there and you can see what happened. And I just want to let you guys know right now, like, there's no way I had time to do anything that I did up there.
Maggot just slightly be like, shut up.
Play your freaking mandolin or where the fuck that thing is. And shut the fuck up.
we got to get you like one of those fake cigars.
Yeah, I know, right?
I have a pack back with somebody.
So
No,
as
they don't have that
the 5 of
nasty
you head
face
up,
on.
Reginald, you're sitting at the table still, kind of watching the 5 of them go up the stairs.
Should I wait here or?
That would be fine.
Okay, thank you.
As you can
Belfry
see
will
here,
leave him alone, yes.
the
Belfry will leave him alone, yes.
What's your passive perception?
Belfry can't eat
not
that
good.
much.
Yeah, but Belfry's never met
11.
you before.
11?
Oh.
He'd be around secreted
Kinda
somewhere in the
like-
rafters. He didn't eat them.
Like you notice like a strange like liquid on the table and you kind of like look up and there's this large bat, like a good 80 feet up in this cathedral-like ceiling. You can see the reins kind of hanging from it, like it's designed to be ridden. And its face is just like owl, like, how an owl can look down and like the way they look.
It's a pet. Look,
He's
I mean,
just looking straight down at you. And
He
bits of
looks
drool
fine. He's a
coming
pet.
off of his mouth.
I'll talk to him.
He's totally not.
Yeah?
As a furball, I can.
Okay.
Hi, friend. Are you a part of this group or?
You immediately watch as the bat drops down. And with you in your sitting position, the bat now is standing on the ground. And because you're sitting, it's about equal height to you now because it's pretty good size. It like tilts its head, kind of like walks towards you, and you hear its voice as it talks back to you. You can talk to me?
Yeah.
This is really cool. And he kind of looks around. He looks over at the stairwell to see that no one's around. He watches it polymorphs. It changes shape into this female goblin dressed like a complete whore. And she comes over to you and sits like right up. So, listen, let's strike up a deal.
Oh, are you looking for an accountant?
No. Here's the thing. That little goblin that went upstairs. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I've been stealing from him for months.
You want me to keep track of it?
I overheard you say you're an accountant. Yeah, I don't necessarily need one specifically, but I'm not really good with my money.
Perfect.
Good. And she reaches into her pouch and she like pulls out a small leather bag and hands it to you. Let's say every couple of weeks I can give you one of those. Because as soon as I get to a certain amount, I'm no longer gonna have to keep stealing from him.
Right.
The first thing you're gonna notice here, everybody here are idiots. Well, except for Talia. No, Talia's stupid too. Anyways, you can steal from these people blind all you want to. All you want.
I don't want to steal, but I can help you invest your money into cryptocurrency. It's the new trend these days.
I want to go on like a 30-minute rant about like
Cryptocurrency.
So give me persuasion or intimidation. See if you can prevent her from getting distracted.
that's a 4.
4? Oh, I can see why you're an available accountant. Okay, well, anyways, just our secret. And she polymorphs back into that bat and kind of just flitters back up into the vaulted ceiling.
Dude, your girlfriend's shitting in my living room.
Either do I have to inventory whatever she gave me?
Yeah, 55 gold is what she gives you. For the rest of you, you get to the top of the stairs. Sure enough, there's Torin's door open. As Maggot described, it's been completely ransacked. There are signs of struggle on the bed itself. So based on what he told you, you can see. Does anybody want to do anything while you're in the room?
I would like to do a perception check to see if like I can see any signs of like where the struggle could have started.
Give me survival or investigation.
Survival or investigation.
What are you looking for there, Talia?
I'm looking for
Kind of guidance myself.
Yes.
clues onto what happened.
That's
What?
eight.
Who did
Oh,
it.
that's very specific.
It's very specific.
Investigation.
That's 14.
14. Most of what you could see the struggle occurred between the window and the bed. Like maybe he was either dragged out or someone stumbled when they came in.
And I can tell that the window's been smashed out.
No, it's been smashed in.
Oh, smashed in? Okay, so they came in through the window.
Say 15.
To the wall.
15. There's no sign of any clothing that Torin was wearing. That seems odd. Although his personal effects were rifled through in his bag, they did leave behind a small pouch of coin and gems.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
Finders keepers.
Take what you can, give enough of that.
11.
Yeah, the entire room watches you pocket his small
I'm just
coin
sitting there
purse.
playing, and as I see that, I just abruptly stops.
Okay.
Go to the window and look out.
Give me a perception check as you begin to look out.
Not so good.
Low speed, high drag this group with these rolls.
Where's my perception?
Starts with a P.
Either
That's
rolled
what they
11.
11.
Yeah.
You kind of look out the window, and this particular guest room is on the north parapet. So the window out and down, it's a good 60-foot climb down the main kind of like width of the.
No balcony or anything?
No, this is one of the reasons why you like to use it as your guest room, because you don't normally have to worry about people getting in or out of it. And it's a great way to make sure people don't sneak off to enjoy the kind of like local activities, especially if you're from the Crown Spire.
No crumpled body at the base?
Yeah, looking down, you don't see anybody. But then you kind of look to the right, and one of the kind of like metal kind of protrusions of the reinforcement of the parapet has a rope tied around it, running down the length of the tower.
I'm gonna go out as well
Looks like there's a.
and look down.
It would appear that there's a rope leading down to the.
Does it reach
Ground
all the way to
floor,
the ground?
It doesn't go all the way to the ground, no. It stops about 10 feet short.
You fall that easy. Yeah. So do you think he climbed out, or do you think someone climbed in?
I don't know what to think. If it was a robbery, it wasn't a very thorough robbery.
I'll pull out his coin pouch. Nope, it wasn't.
Is
I'll put
there
it back in my
any?
pocket.
He's still in here somewhere.
I'm
Yeah, there's
gonna
no like point
fly
of
down and
egress
see
or anything.
what's
like-
down there.
Unless they use the same window, it's hard to tell.
I'm gonna fly down and see what.
There's
You get up to the window and you kind of glide down to the base. As you land, you realize you're in the north courtyard. You can hear them all tinkering on their machines out in the main courtyard. There is a low garden wall that kind of like circumvents this space. Give me a survival check as you try to look around, see if there's any sign of where they might have gone.
She within 60 feet of me.
No.
Nope, she's at the bottom of the tower.
19.
19. There are numerous footprints, maybe half a dozen or so. So maybe 3-4 individuals, hard to tell. But the depth of their footprints, they seem to have been carrying something very heavy. And it seems like it goes towards the north end of the gatehouse wall. And you can like just see the trail that they left behind. But you don't see, there's no real exit that you know of over there.
How big are the feet?
They vary. Some are small and some are medium.
And there's no exit that way.
Not that you know of, no.
I'm gonna head that way.
Okay. So the rest of you up in the room. Reginald, since they've left you alone in the common chamber where
He's just sitting. at the table, just
eventually, you're like sitting there and eventually this female orc comes kind of gliding out of the kitchen area. She's moving a cart filled with food. She's like, oh, this is strange. Bronk, who are you?
Oh, I'm Reginald von Morgan III.
Okay. First time I've seen. Anyways, Bronco did not prepare the meal like normal. So I'm just, and she's like, starts setting plates out and the little covers, and she just keeps staring at you the whole time. Like,
This is the best interview I've ever had. And I just start eating.
Sure. His dietetic meat. Wrong one. Sorry. Moves it over to keep. I normally don't set up the meals for them. I normally Bronco does it, but I haven't seen him since last night. He didn't even come to the kitchen to do prep work. Anyways, if Master Tikit comes back, just let him know I'll be taking care of Bronco's duties today. So I don't know what happened to him. So.
I have no context as to who Bronco is, but you're doing great.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. And she goes back to the cart and just kind of stares at you the whole time she's walking away.
How much of this can I eat?
How much of it can you eat?
Right.
How much are you capable of eating?
All of it.
Don't eat all of it. And she walks away.
Just need to know.
What was her name?
You weren't there.
Okay.
That's a member of his staff. He should know.
He wasn't
He
there.
should know.
If she exists.
Does he really though? Does he really care?
He has people for that. He has an accountant to worry about that now.
So she's not there. She's out in the main courtyard. The four of you are still up in Torrin's room.
Yeah, I'm gonna start going through the room with a fine-tooth comb.
Okay. Give me investigation as you begin to. Yeah, you can go.
You can add a D4.
Anything you want to do, Richter, with your time?
What do you suggest? What
Would
kind
you like to have the trash go?
I know what you want to do.
Do the trash. Let's put the trash there.
I was going to say
20.
investigation, but they got that.
20.
20? While Richter, Grimmeth, and Maggot seem to just be kind of looking about the place, you watch as Talia gets up to the window. She just glides down and leads.
I believe so.
You start looking around. Something strange about all
Is
this.
he still in here?
I mean, it's not that you think he's still in here, but this is.
Was there magic used to detect magic?
You can cast detect magic if you want. The 20-foot like spread of detect magic kind of like emanates outward, and sure enough, there's a small stone underneath Torin's bed that does not look familiar to you, but is emanating a kind of evocation magic. Like maybe it was triggered.
Lays in the bed.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you head over there and you pick it up. That's when you realize it's invisible. So your detect magic allowed you to see it. You pick it up, and then you look around, and sure enough, there's a small spring-laden trigger behind his headboard, and this released the moment he laid his head down. Somebody was alerted when he was alone. So this took planning. This took access. And the fact that no one heard anything last night, including those up on the roof, tells you that a significant effort was put in place to snatch Torin out of his room.
Well beyond our realm. We are not that professional.
Can I talk to plants?
Yes, you can.
I can. He had a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I keep reading Gelmir's here, so I'm not surprised.
Can I talk to the plants and ask them what happened if they saw it?
So there is, off to the left, smashed on the ground, is the remains of one of the potted plants that were put in here. It's just kind of like window dressing for the guest room.
Incoherent screaming.
You kind of walk over, and this wilted plant is just lying there, and all you get to hear, like as you look down at it, like wondering if it's okay, you just hear this gentle mimic of a cough, like it's dying.
Awesome.
And as you pick up the plant and you're holding it, I'm dying. Oh, hey, you're the one we call Reefer. What's going on? Yeah, I remember you. In fact, they grew me out in your garden. Yeah, and then after months of being with you, being taken care of by you, some asshole put me up in a guest room. So thanks for that, buddy. Thanks. Yeah, sure you are. Anyways, what can I do for you? Can
you tell us who did this to you? Who knocked you off the
Oh, yeah, that orc guy that was here. He was struggling against a bunch of people, and he kicked me off his end table, and I shattered on the ground. dying here.
How did they get in?
I don't know. I don't have legs. The fuck do I know? The window, maybe? The door? Hell, just ask, what's that ugly guy that helps out so much? I don't know. He's the butler or whatever. He was here, too.
Bronco. Right?
Yeah, he was in here. Yeah.
Did Bronco have anything to do with it? Or
He was here. He was mumbling. Yeah, I forget what you guys call it. Magic. Yeah, he was using magic.
Oh, no. Okay, so Bronco was using magic.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, if you guys just let me kill him.
Just let me kill everybody.
I know there was something off about him. Everyone in this house drinks except him.
I mean, we did not hear that in the conversation.
No, all you heard was like the
yeah.
ruffling of leaves
Yes,
and the
Oh, he's not,
twitching
like, speaking.
of a dying plant.
But he's repeating what the plant
He's
told
free
him.
Yes,
to if he
yeah,
wants to.
Okay, yes, I'm communicating. The plant told me that Bronco was involved somehow. You heard him uttering magic
I got it.
during the struggle. You were
See,
in the
boss,
room.
I knew it.
God, pain in the ass.
Give me the word. Track him
told you.
down. Like
Never
I
trust a
said,
man that doesn't drink whiskey.
cut his other eye out.
I do my best to replant
long-
the plant.
how long
with
has
the
he been-
remain
give me-
dirt
how
that's
long-
there.
give me an
Trying
nature
to
check.
comfort him and hoping maybe find some B1s for the roots.
Yeah, give me a nature check as you put them back
He's here
together
before me
again.
and I did.
Was he? How long has he been here?
He's been in your service for almost 50 years.
Question: is this room better than mine?
It's a guest room.
No, I mean Broncos.
Oh, Broncos
Yeah.
room? Well, you're in Torrin's room now.
I know, but when I went in there to look at it, when I was in there, did it look better
Broncos
than
room
mine?
was- yeah, it was nice. It was higher up. It's in one of the higher towers. It had 2 windows, one facing north, and then the
Because
westerly.
he's a guest, he's not the hell.
No, he's not talking about
He's talking about
Torrance room,
Broncos
he's talking
room
about Broncos room.
I go
So-
put my backpack on his bed. It's my bed now.
Megan like leaves out of the guest room. You can hear his flat feet go all the way up to Bronco's room. The door flies open. And you just hear, "It's mine now!" And like the thud and like the bed being jumped on, and then eventually Maggot comes back down into the guest room.
All moved in.
You feeling better now?
Yeah, as one falls, others rise, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the new room. I got Broncos.
What'd you
room.
get for nature?
Talia,
Moving on up.
did you find
Victor,
anything?
what'd you get for nature check?
Oh, which one do I
I
roll?
don't know if I'm still down
D20.
Yeah,
Guidance.
that's
Add a
what
D4.
happened.
I'm gonna guidance him, so you add a
Yep,
1d4 to the roll.
he can hear you.
I yelled out the window, Talia, have you found anything?
Right.
She just
Oh,
kind of
right
her
there.
her feathered hand kind of waves at you for a moment. She points
This guy.
in a direction that she's walking. To indicate she's checking something out.
Does she have arms or she just have
18 plus
bird
4
feathers?
plus
She has
there.
hands.
Arms,
That's
there's
a
like
26.
angel wings that come out of the back.
Oh, okay.
26.
26. You grab the one thing you know is reliable. You pick up the chamber pot. You scoop up the remaining dirt, throw it in there, and you drop the. Yeah, this is good.
Lots of
It's a
nitrate.
little high in ammonia, but that's okay. Thank you. And meanwhile, as he's like repacking the plant, the way he's putting the plant in the chamber pot, the leaves are just kind of quivering and kind of reacting to his conversation.
It's a little disturbing.
Just a
But
little.
I'm not there.
Talia has found a lead downstairs.
Yeah, either that or some bird seed. Let's go see.
Let's.
There's some birds
I would like
seed.
to go check. I would like to go inspect Bronco's room.
Okay, so
Maggots.
Maggot's room.
Bronco's former room.
Yes. Hey, thanks, boss.
yeah, Maggot takes you guys up there.
Maggie, would you please check on our guest, our new
Is
accountant?
that what is blood? Oh, yeah.
I'll
That guy?
I'll go help.
I'll go ahead and
him.
dismiss him. You don't need him.
Very well.
Yeah, Maggot.
You can't trust this orc. You've had him for 50 years. Who the hell? What else this guy is? Accountant. I haven't even heard of that.
It's because they account things.
Like money.
And I yell as I'm going down the stairs. It's because we're hemorrhaging money.
We don't have any money to
I hear that.
hemorrhage.
I'm like, ooh, yikes.
So
Based on our pay scale, we don't have any money.
That's what hemorrhaging means.
like Maggot and Grimmeth are having this argument as they come down the stairs. As the two of you come down the stairs, Richter, you're still in Torrin's room, and then you head up to Bronco's room. As these two come down the stairs, they look and see you. You two see that the entire breakfast has been laid out.
About 60% gone.
Is Masters laid out?
It is.
I swear to
I
God,
take
there
it-
better be some toast left.
Here you go, big guy. And I dump his food in there and I put it there. So I'll just tell him that he already ate. I'll just tell him he forgot.
Oh,
he
yeah,
already
that's right.
ate.
Because he doesn't
Wait. No, don't. Do you take a bite of his food?
Sure.
You taste wax.
I've had worse.
Maggot.
not in this case.
Maggot.
It doesn't taste wax.
Oh, he doesn't?
Nope.
No, because it wasn't Bronco. That
No, it
made
was
the
a
food.
Bronco that put the food out.
Right.
It was that broad. We don't even know her name.
Now we're losing even more money because now we're paying for his breakfast.
Well, he's eating all of ours.
Well, she just said don't eat all of it, so I haven't.
She?
She.
Yeah, it was this nice little work lady.
There's women that work here.
I go in the
besides
kitchen
Talia?
to see what's
Yeah,
up.
you go in there. It looks like food's been prepped and served, but there's no sign of any other servants in here.
Maggot, do we have a woman on the wait staff here?
Not that you recall.
Not that I know of.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I have to worry about poison?
9.5.
It
Not
depends. Is the peppers mixed with the eggs? Because those aren't fresh.
Yeah,
Is there a faint taste of all?
Now you don't have to worry about poison because I don't think he can even be poisoned because he doesn't eat. Don't tell him that.
Okay.
If he asks, he ate that.
But seriously though, anything with bell pepper, we haven't gotten those in like 2 months. Those probably aren't good.
Oh,
Probably not bell pepper. We're not there.
I've been eating.
So as you head up to Bronco's
I
room,
still got my detect magic.
yeah,
on.
still detect magic is up. Above the north window, there is a outline of a magic symbol. Give me an Arcana check as you stare at it.
I like how the second that he's actually become employed,
Yeah.
just treat him like another employee. The shit that's going
Well,
wrong.
You're not sure.
We can't keep the
but
magical
it
spies out.
looks
One's
like
been here for
an
50 years.
activated silence symbol, designed to keep a certain amount of area silent, but it's diminished, so it's already been utilized as far as you can tell. You begin to check some of the drawers and cabinetry in here. All of his clothes are gone. You realize all of his travel gear is gone as well.
It's too big to fit.
Looking around, that's the only semblance of magic that you pick up on. But give me a final investigation check as you just kind of checking underneath beds, counters, tables, just like scouring the area. 10? I'll tell you this much. For someone that can barely walk, cantankerous and cranky, this place is surprisingly immaculate.
And he didn't take a stick.
Not for long.
Don't
Does
peel
it
over
actually look like it's,
No peel.
does it actually look like it's been lived in?
No, not at all.
And how long has he been here?
Years, as far as you know.
At least
years.
half a century.
Longer than you have.
Actually,
Well,
probably.
50 years is an exaggeration. He's probably been in the service of the household for maybe about 20 plus years, as far as you
When-
know.
when my mother
For
was-
like a year.
When
Yeah,
my mother
barely.
was still
Yeah.
alive.
Hmm?
When my mother was still
Oh, yeah, yeah. Your mother used to just go on and on about Bronco all the time. Amazing person, always just reliable, responsible, kept everything just working.
Very well. You hear me yell from upstairs. Get your gear together. We are leaving.
Have you
Don't
made
yell!
one,
no, I don't think so.
It's gonna be great. Don't worry about it.
Perfect. I have all my gear right here.
You're already packed. You're doing great for your first day.
Thank you.
Just get my new room and we gotta leave. All right.
So, Talia, you follow the tracks. They come to a dead end at the north wall. You stand there looking up. The north wall is a good 30 feet in height, and it ends at the kind of like the walking platform on top. One of the guards kind of walks by, and you kind of look this kind of like just very thin, gaunt looking, kind of like goblin. Looks up, hey, what's going on? And just kind of goes back to walking. But no immediate sign of anything. Just dead ends right here.
Touching the wall.
Hey, Richter,
It's there. The wall
Make sure
exists.
you bring the productive product.
I'm trying to
not the
push
sink
rocks
into
and
the
see if
couch
there's
product.
a-
Yeah.
Give me
You have
investigation.
things to
Door.
do. This is a business trip.
What hand are you pushing with?
12? You're kind of like checking. The only thing that's strange is you pull your hands away. The stone is like strangely different than the rest. There's a perfect area, maybe about 6 foot tall, 2 foot wide, where the stone looks mal-shaped.
No, you know
It
he's
doesn't
there.
look like the rest of the stone, but there's nothing to press. There's no feeling like there's a door here.
I'm gonna keep looking. Looking around, seeing
Yeah.
if there's is there any like sconces or something that I can like
There's nothing to pull on or anything. Give me another investigation check. Let's see if you can figure it out.
21?
21? No. No button. God, it's strange. The stone's been reshaped. It's weird. It's not like the rest of the stone in the wall. There's just no sign of a trigger. Nothing that seems to scream out that there should be a door here.
And I can't push it. Like
Give me a strength check as you kind of lean into it. Do you guys also gather up Reginald to come with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been helping.
You're hired. Like it's
Right.
the five of you
Can we talk
go
about
out into the
pay
main
structure?
courtyard. What'd you get?
10.
10.
Oh, hey,
So as the
this might
five
be
of
a
you
little
stumble out
weird.
into the main
Um,
courtyard,
that's
of course,
my
there's
we
the
need to hold
tank.
this back.
You know, the
Oh, perfect.
not the tanks, the
Thank you.
the steam carriages all out there, right?
Yeah, we can't
Swarming
really,
with goblins doing their mechanical work. One of the goblins hops down off the tank, and
Griffith, a word.
kind of like
Word.
is
I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. Griffith,
Yes.
if you could
Talk louder.
smooth this over with his underlings. If you know.
Don't do it. Don't talk to him.
I think you know what? Maggot might have a
Don't blame us.
better
Hey!
you know.
Hey, I
Yes.
need to have a word with the boss. Where is he?
He's in the can. Can I help you?
What the fuck is the can?
The dunny, the bathroom, the receptacle, what have you. What do you need?
Well, I got to go into town and get some parts. I just want to let them know that we're probably going to be delayed a couple more days. We have some, I don't know how it happened, but there are some things missing from 2 of the carriages.
What's missing?
Some gears, springs, a couple switches that we use to kind of control the steam. It's very complex. It's not for the
It
likes of you.
sounds like it. I tell you what, I will let you know. You go and handle
Ghelfi
whatever
can
you
do it.
need in town.
Sure.
I tell you what,
Here's blame
there's a
Ghelfi for
lovely
everything.
little cafe around from the main market, La Mirage.
Oh, yeah. I meant to say one other thing. Look, as much as we appreciate making us all feel at home, you didn't need to send that prostitute to us. It was fine.
I don't have a.
She, wee thing, a little female goblin, blonde. Strange that she had blonde hair. I'll give you that. Wearing lots of makeup. Half of our crew has STDs now. So could you just? I don't know where you get these people from, but just don't do it. We're
You know
good.
what? That one was from the. I'll handle it. It's okay. Fuck, did Maggot start doing drag? I got it. You're good.
I'm gonna need itemized receipts, and if you go to that cafe, that's on your cost.
And like as you look over at Maggie, who's like looking around, not paying attention, he's like,
I'll handle that. I'll put in a word with the local health organ. You guys just go into town,
All right.
cafe,
Okay.
wonderful French toast.
yeah, well, anyways, tell the boss we're gonna go and get parts. We'll see you later.
We
I shall
got you.
I shall pass the word along.
And you watch as like all the goblins kind of like half of them are
Walking like John Wayne.
I was serious about you bringing back receipts.
Well, I get my
Is anyone-
traveling stuff
one
and
of us.
get Belfry so we can go.
So the pinnacle of your staff is going on around you. You look off to your left to see your celestial keeper, the great Eric Cochran, keeper of your faith, pushing on a wall. She's like pushing up against it.
I can't do it, but I whistle.
You like look over to see all of them now out in the main
You
courtyard.
seek to keep blowing raspberries.
Do we still got the paper?
I'm gonna wave you guys over.
I'm not
Is
sure.
there,
but
is
we
there
need
room
to
for us
have a
to go over there,
conversation.
or is it like a ledge? I thought it was.
It's
No,
just
I'm at the bottom
basic.
of the wall.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
at the
okay.
bottom of the wall at the north courtyard, and you saw she was pushing on the wall for some reason.
And I wave them over.
Who's the strongest?
Has it been more than 10 minutes?
I'd say
I would
Reggie.
say you have a few minutes left on it.
Okay.
And as you're walking over with your staff, you see a faint outline around the wall fade. Give me an Arcana check.
Real quick, before he does that, I'm going to use my bonus action and action to roll on my bardic inspirations to determine a tale.
Okay.
That is a 1. That is going to be the tale of the clever animal. Whoever I tell this tale to for the next 10 minutes gets an extra D6 on any intelligence, wisdom, or charisma check. I'm going to tell the tale to keep.
Okay. So you get an extra D10 on Arcana because it's intelligence.
D6.
based.
Yeah,
Sorry.
D6.
I'll
D6.
take the 10.
Yeah, we'll totally take 10.
So
Okay.
Let's roll them both
Oh,
first.
different
and
content.
decide. 19,
10 seconds is all I need, baby.
23.
That does eat up one of my bardic inspirations.
Okay.
23.
23?
Yeah.
Someone has cast mold earth on this wall.
Stone the mud type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I do not have access to that spell, but someone has used arcane magic
They
to
did that.
pass through this wall.
Why don't they just go around it?
That means they're on foot, probably.
That
Now-
can't be too far.
Help me envision this wall. This is like,
Depends on what.
It's
time
a
last night
30-foot
came.
tall wall that part of
I'm
the
hearing.
compound that surrounds the entire estate.
okay, so it's just a wall to outside of the compound,
Yeah.
not like the wall into a hill.
No.
Okay.
And all your
On the
sheer
other
drop
side of the
off.
north wall is just the kind of like rolling desert dunes that head down into the mesa valleys just outside of town.
Which direction?
North, you're facing north currently.
So I'm gonna fly up and over
That's
the wall.
towards the heights.
Yeah, in the direction of the heights.
Go to the other side.
We're gonna take Belfry and go.
You guys watch
Look
as
around.
are you heading? Are you whistling for Belfry?
Pull a tooth out and hand it to
You're
you.
whistling for your whore.
We're on for that.
Trust me on this one.
No! The fuck you handing me one of your teeth for?
Trust me, and I won't tell Chiquita about the long way.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can do it. I can do this thing where I can observe.
I thought
shit.
he smoked the wacky tobacco.
I had to curb the hangover somehow. I don't have a problem. Anyway, take this. I can perceive things through it.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I got a missing one anyway.
Puts it right into his own mouth.
I sure hope he doesn't swallow it.
You'll perceive something you don't want to see. All right.
It's like shit in here.
I get Belfry, and I'm gonna go and do like
Okay.
like go that way to see where they might.
Okay,
go.
so I've got Talia going by
Up
by
and over.
winged foot, and then you eventually whistle for Belfry. You notice the huge bat comes flying out.
Talia, I will fill in Talia on what we produced.
You watch this maggot climbs on back, and the moment maggot gets on the back of the bat just looks at you with its wingtip, and then flies off with,
Let's say fly.
leaving the four of you in the courtyard while Talia's going by foot, and then you're gonna start scouting on the back of your
I know
back.
these scouts, once he gets a good enough
Would you-
distance out, I'm gonna use the
Care to
remote
go
viewing for
grab your
that and enter
travel?
in a trance.
We're going to
Okay.
be on
And
a
from there, I can
For,
basically
Bronco.
see things from that, basically as if
Yeah.
I was there.
Gotcha. So you currently can only speak. You cannot hear or
Actually,
see.
I can't speak either.
It's just
no.
like a familiar warg, right?
Yeah, it's like that. So yeah, I can't. I'm
The only thing you
I
can do is
can't hear.
speak. You cannot hear and you cannot see,
but
Okay.
I can speak.
but you can speak.
He wants me to go get my stuff and then go over there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go pack.
Okay. Grab your kit and then go follow the trail.
I am assuming that it would be bad for Torin to go missing while he was visiting me.
It would be a pretty considerable faux pas.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're up shit creek.
Shit's fucked. Yeah.
And do we have the paperwork that he was supposed to sign with the air and everything?
Yeah,
I can
I'd have it.
I mean, you remember leaving it in the library.
Yeah, it was in the library, but I was going to grab it when we were going to hike or
When I go in, I'll grab the
central thing.
pack of paperwork too.
Can't find it.
Yeah, I knew it.
So I'll come out
Oh.
after grabbing my kit, and I'll come out and I'll tell Taki the package of paperwork's gone too. It sucks because we were almost done filling it out.
Such a business owner reference.
I have to do all that paperwork again.
Well, 3 days for a mobile notary to get here.
Actually, I am a notary.
Like, you guys quill out like, does someone require notifications? Is that what we're here for? You know, I've already accomplished at least 25 of my accounting functions, and yet I'm not entirely sure what's going on yet.
All right.
I don't know what's going on either.
So with that, you're the first one out there at this point.
Okay.
You're on the back of do you have a name for your back?
Belfry.
Belfry. That's right.
Yeah.
So you're out there with Belfry, kind of hovering around and looking.
Depending on the
Give
time of
me
day.
perception or survival. Your choice.
Belfrinda?
Can I also make a perception check? Since I can. use
What's the
remote
max?
viewing.
What's
10 miles.
Yeah, but does it automatically kick in, or once he leaves within 100 feet of you?
That's why I was waiting for him to be a good distance out.
Gotcha.
That's when I entered
Okay.
the trance because
Gotcha.
it only lasts for a minute.
Gotcha.
16.
16.
And
You can go ahead and make perception as well.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You feel your tooth kind of vibrate for a moment. That was hers, I think.
No, I needed.
No, that was you.
It must be. I haven't got him on silent though.
It's not mine.
Oh, that's right. Yours is
Perception,
the
that's plus
minion
5.
Mhm.
That is a 19.
19 with his 16. The only thing you could see is a pretty decent foot trail down below. I would say he's probably hovering at about 30 feet in the air
Mhm.
and kind of cruising along where Talia had pointed out where she was following the footsteps. At some point, you noticed that they must have met up with somebody with animals, because you start circling this one area and then you start to see with equal clarity. You start circling this area looking down. There's a sign of horse dung, lots of disturbance of the ground, like maybe there were numerous horses here, but you're too far up to know for sure. But this seems to be, this is about a quarter mile out from the north wall. This is right at the edge before the ravine kind of drops down into the Mesa Valleys. And there was at least a collection point here of people waiting and then eventually heading off at a certain point. But you're too high up in the air to know that for sure, and therefore you're too high up in the air to
The
know that
Keats
for sure.
next to me, though, I'm going to say what I have found.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm still looking.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
give me direction
you're
to travel, at
circling the
least.
site.
Okay.
Grimmeth just can't hear you.
All right.
Should I carry?
Well, I'll land.
You
I'll
land.
I'll see if I can get a better idea.
Give me a survival check as you start to examine the site. And then you notice that Talia kind of lands alongside you.
Question: Can you talk to horse poop since it's mostly plant?
If you're a druid, that's, well, it could be desiccated plant.
But-
They
Well,
do
that's
technically have
organism.
living.
Yeah.
I got a
Speak with dead
25.
plants.
Speak with
25.
dead plants.
There are at least a dozen horses that were gathered here.
I talk shit.
There are 4 different foot trails that came from different parts of the surrounding area of the estate that all gathered up here. And then the dozen or so horses, one of which seemed to have a heavy burden, just they all go down into the Mesa Valleys in the
Okay.
direction of the heights.
What's out that way?
Hard to know for sure.
Like, what's the nearest town? Is there a town that way?
No, it's kind of frontier land out there. It's pretty desolate. The last couple of times that Takit tried to get a gauge or an understanding of what might be out there, there were a lot of rumors about it being infested with some pretty strange creatures. So for the most part, it's just been kind of deemed an in-hospital, just a hostile area. Just not
We're still paying the
good area to be in.
on the people we send out to serve.
All right.
Death vengeance.
All right. Well, I get on
Well, I'm gonna need
I get on
full list
Belfry
of
and I go
everybody
back
and the
and tell
amounts
them
per
what's
person.
going on.
I finally break out of the trance.
Oh, no.
Okay.
What kind of transportation do we have on the?
I mean, you have a variety available to you. The only thing you've never been able to acquire is one of the airships. You've been trying, but it hasn't been too successful. You do have a stablery with plenty of horses. In this particular region, you currently have finally begun to train a series of raptors, but you don't have enough of them. You really only have one decently trained now, and the brooding chamber is trying to hatch as many as it can. It's kind of one of Richter's gigs, kind of keeping an eye on the raptors. You do have a small herd of camels, and you also have a small herd of desert elephant as well.
Do I have a carriage or something comfortable to travel in?
The only thing that you've ever really acquired is you're not sure if it's something that you've ever wanted to use. because you just never had enough staff for it. You do have a paladin that you
We're
keep.
not carrying you on
I
it.
am not, that was not in the contract. When you have the servants on each corner walking.
I could probably pull both.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I suppose we should go on mounts.
I mean, if you want to backpack on him, you can backpack on him, but
Yeah. I can pull 1,000 pounds.
He opted for the tow package and the optional features.
he may not be as fast as a horse.
I'm taking a camel.
Yeah, I think we should all.
What's it like out there? Is it desolate?
It's pretty desolate.
Is it the Badlands with the quicksand and all that?
Maybe.
North? Yeah. So the north is the.
Is there going to be
is
an
the
angry
heights.
Verdun named after a woodwind instrument waiting out there for us?
Mhm.
There are some old explored mines that were just never, brought into any kind of they never made any discoveries. There were attempts to establish some settlements out there.
Features and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, probably the most rumor-filled thing about the Heights, it's known to harbor dinosaurs out there.
Oh, we gotta catch us one of those.
Right, if any of you would like, I will be riding a camel. And I suggest you also take
You put him
mounts.
on a stick and use him.
Okay.
It's a desert elephant. Huh?
Desert elephant, yeah. Not quite as large as in fact, you're in charge of taking care of them. They are resilient as much as a camel is, can carry a lot more. Unfortunately, they do require being able to be fed. They are normally Takit uses them to haul huge amounts of gear. One of his favorite things to do during certain summer evenings and fall evenings is he would have you lash one of the elephants with all this caravan and pavilions, and he'd set up an area where you just stare up at the stars for hours on end. So you've pretty much always used the elephants as pack animals for the most part.
I'm
Would you
imagining
say
taking
that
them
thing
to an
was a
SCA
paraquat?
event now.
Paraquat is any way to
Palanquin.
palanquin. Any way to fashion the palanquin to the back of an elephant?
A couple of them, maybe. It's all about the timing.
That'd be funny.
How about
Brainstorming.
how about he just takes?
Why
the
doesn't he just
Yeah.
ride like any other person?
I will be ready.
There's a great deal of them.
What do you guys think? Camel or elephant?
I don't know how I feel
Camel.
about this.
I don't think we all know the social
You've seen this before in failing companies, where the employees are bitter and disgusted, disillusioned. You eat 2 years if you eat plain oatmeal. We ran out of sugar 3 years ago. When that starts happening,
Well, I've
the place is going to shit.
I've never been employed long enough to see a company fail.
Oh well, guess what? Been here one day.
There's a first
Ta-da!
time for everything. Your severance package is going to be an arm coming off.
All right.
Raptors need to eat.
That's unfortunate. I like my arms.
Oh, my arm.
I mean, we all love Master, but they didn't leave him with much.
Eventually, Richter comes over from the stablery. He's brought one of the elephants to travel. It's currently loaded with gear for being on the road. And he's brought over 5 additional camel as well. 2 in reserve, hanging off the back of the pachyderm that's going to be hauling all the gear. It takes about an hour to kind of assemble all that and get
There's
it ready
a
to
camel
go.
Hanging off the elephant.
It's
Tethered.
not
Okay.
Yeah.
tethered. They're
Tethered.
not
Making sure.
dangling.
Strapped over it.
Camel.
They look like saddlebags.
And there's one elephant with 2 poles coming off the back with a cross piece, and my bat's hanging upside down.
I think you shouldn't be smoking anymore.
As it's walking. No, I'm kidding.
Use them as
I
saddlebags.
definitely see room for improvement here.
So it takes you guys about an hour to gather up gear and the mounts and everything. And
You aren't OSHA certified, are you?
Oh, no, I've never been to the ocean.
Perfect.
you guys make your way to the north side of the estate. Normally you have Bronco or Maggot do it, but there are a few staff available to keep an eye on the estate, and obviously the captain of the guard. You also have a kind of a large group of mechanic goblins kind of staying in the main courtyard as well. Anything you want to tell the staff before you leave?
Just make sure that our guests are warned about the unsafe rooms. I don't want anyone to injure themselves.
Okay. You got it, boss.
I've told Taki about how the goblins went into town and everything.
Okay.
I was
Yeah, it would have been.
Hey. If those goblins ask anything, tell them we took our guest on a hunting expedition. He wanted to go hunting.
He wanted
okay.
exotic hunt. He
Yeah.
wanted to get himself.
Wanted to go raptor hunting.
All right.
Which guest? Have I met this guest yet?
Yes.
Kind of see that blood splatter all inside the room. Oh.
Yeah,
You
and
watch
I'm
as
gonna- I'm gonna
the
lean into
guard
my
just
script.
goes, oh, okay. And
We're
as he's
working.
walking away, he's scratching himself.
Oh, got it. You know what this
It
guest
wasn't
looks
me.
like?
An orc, tall orc, regal. He's a
Why does he think it's me?
Oh. How long does
I don't even
disguise
own a
self
wig.
last?
Oh, a blonde one.
Storyteller, would you mind filling him in on everything that has occurred since last
Yeah,
evening?
so now that you're under employ, you were sworn to secrecy, or else, there's blood oath and all this. Ritual on Tuesdays.
Really, it's just an NDA. Here, sign here.
Yeah.
Oh, I love paperwork.
We lost a diplomat.
It's like,
so
and
we
the
need to go
penmanship
find
is
him.
like perfect.
Oh, what does the diplomat look like?
Orcish fellow, finely dressed. Seems kind of sick of everything that he's been going through. He came here on those mechanical things, and he's not really too happy about those. But he was very tired, and so we're just looking for him.
I'll cast Disguise Self to try and get the closest to the description that I can.
Okay. Give me deception.
And as a Furbolg, it could be plus or minus 3 feet from my height.
Right.
Deception. That's an 8.
8. It's about the funniest looking version of Torin you've ever seen, but it's
real tired and I hate machines.
If we were in town doing a production, you would do great.
I don't like that.
Technology scares me.
I want to go
Changing or
hunting.
not.
Take me to diplomacy, please.
He'll fit in perfect.
But so that's what's going on. So it's under the guise of we're taking him on a hunting trip.
You're taking me on a hunting trip.
And
Hey, Reggie.
you've informed him all about
Shut
the
the fuck up.
ascending
Let's
to
get
the
out of
council
here.
Oh
and
yeah. So
finding an error.
Boss Man is going to be sending to the council for the area. Big promotion. We might actually start having the books be in the black this year
Get
because
paid.
of that.
Oh,
We have to find
Eat
his
meat.
son as well before he can.
Fresh fruit.
oh.
Heir. Could be son or daughter.
Vegetables.
Just an heir. We already went the route of kidnapping orphans. We
Bread
decided that
without
was
sawdust in
generally a
it.
bad move.
Oh.
So now we're finding. Was it halflings?
Did you return them?
Maggot? We didn't even get there.
Yeah, it's halflings.
It was halflings, right?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Hammersmiths.
one of his ancestors had a thing for halflings, and so we're
Oh.
also trying to find out where the half Takit, half halfling is.
All right.
Any questions so far?
Yeah.
You got 5. Go for it.
Oh, I'm gonna save them for later.
Okay. Good idea. Good man. We got a little bit of travel to do.
Okay.
So with that, it's mid-morning by the time you guys set on your way. Who is going to be tracking the trail at this point?
I'll track the trail.
Okay. Give me a survival check as you do
What's your
this.
survival?
Plus 4. What's yours?
+8.
You do it then.
But I roll 1, so it kind of that's about.
Tell Natalia speaks up, and we hear Maggot. Oh hell no! Scout is
No,
in
no.
my title.
Usually it's worse when you use someone else's.
That's good. 18.
18. Okay. You guys are now looking up, and you're taking Belfry with you still. Okay. So you notice that Maggot on Belfry is kind of like circling and then moving forward, circling and moving forward. He seems to just be following the trail, which leaves the rest of you on your mounts. What order are you guys in? What? Who's in the lead?
I'll go first.
Okay. So Talia's up front. Who's behind Talia? Grimmith. Who's behind Grimmith?
I just
Probably.
don't
I'll be
We
in
put
the
Boss
middle.
Man in the middle.
Oh,
Okay. Takit in the middle.
I'll be at the end.
New
Okay.
guy out front.
FNG.
The FNG.
I'm a diplomat.
We'll say
We're
Reggie's
also-
bringing up the rear. And then we got Richter in front of Reggie. All right. And then we've got scouting being done by Maggot. Everybody give me animal handling, please. You get yourself kind of.
I'm gonna guidance myself. Animal handling.
Okay.
Oh,
That's not good.
Natural 20, 23.
Oh.
10.
9, 8,
14. 11.
15.
15.
We do not.
And I double checked on my beast and plant speech. They can understand me. I just can't understand them.
Gotcha.
Like this is what happens to me. I will roll shit on all these rolls. Then when I have 1 hit point left and I have to make this incredible roll to hit or an incredible move, I'll roll good.
So when the chips are down, you're
And,
stressed out.
Yeah, when I'm stressed out, I roll good. If I'm just rolling for shit like this,
Stressed
I roll-
out. Stressed out.
I
Stressed out.
I did the
I am
opposite.
stressed,
At some
stressed,
point, I am
Yeah,
gonna
just get
try to,
a
like,
pet and
pull
I'll
up to
stress
the
out.
side of
I
Matt
need a
to talk
pet
to him
because
about
that will stress
what
him out.
somebody mentioned to me.
Okay. All right.
Okay, what you see is Talia has an owl that's carved out of wood sitting on her shoulder.
doesn't count.
Hey,
That just
Maggie,
makes you weird.
uh,
Yeah.
I gotta talk to you about something, man.
Like on one of your return flights,
Okay,
you're
yeah.
kind of like getting a little bit of
letting
water. And
Ghelfi
the
rest.
two of you are kind of like right alongside the main group.
So there's something that when I was talking to goblin workers when they were mentioned that they were heading to town.
Uh-huh.
You don't own a blonde wig, do you?
No? Why?
Did
There was
you?
some hesitation there.
You know you're a pretty generous person. Did you happen to
Who the
go
fuck
to
are you
town
talking
and-
about?
Look,
Me, generous?
This is don't make this any more awkward than it has to be.
You're beating around the bush. Just get to the point.
The goblins were doing a lot of that apparently last night.
Okay.
Did you go to town and hire a prostitute for the crew?
We don't have money for that.
Did I?
Not that you can remember.
Okay.
You have to ask.
I don't know.
Well, he gets drunk a
We were
lot.
drinking last night.
We really were.
We drink.
They mentioned,
I do not recall.
They mentioned that there was a prostitute that all gave them the clap.
Did they pay her?
I don't. They didn't
I don't
mention
know
it.
what you're talking about. Nor would any of my compatriots.
Gotcha. I just it struck me as odd, and I figured I'd ask because wacky shit. has been
Although
going
it
on
might have
recently.
occurred, I would have no knowledge of that.
Can I roll insight? to
What's
see
the name of your
why?
lawyer again?
Huh?
What's the name of your lawyer?
Oh, Johnny Cockatrice? No, but he's only a D&D rules lawyer.
Can I roll insight?
Sure.
D&D law, and I'm gonna have guidance myself.
Okay.
Because usually sometimes he'll tell somebody, no, he can't do something. I'll go, Johnny Cockatrice,
Attorney at law.
attorney at law.
That's a 19.
19. I mean, as far as you can tell, oddly enough for Maggot, he seems to be telling the truth.
He is sneaky, but he's never lied to me.
Not only that, but this doesn't exactly. This isn't
Yeah, to you.
exactly his
Because
MO.
we're usually partners.
Yeah,
in
it's
crime.
not
Fencing,
Being the
silverware,
givens,
everything.
I'll tell you right now, he is not the giving sort.
Yeah.
He don't care two shits about those goblins and what happens to
Yeah.
them.
The only reason that we're close like that is because we're partners in crime for fencing and silverware.
Well, and
Yeah.
he's more petty larceny. He's not really racketeering and prostitution.
Prostitution.
Yet.
Yeah.
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 Wait till Crown's fire.
I don't know what happened last night, but in the future, if there's frivolous spending, please run it by me first.
Do you think? Wait. Do you think we have access to his hoard? Well,
There's a horde?
let me rephrase that. I'm being polite.
That cough has been really persistent
Oh,
recently,
look,
Maggie.
there's a horde.
Nah, the doctor gave me these things to smoke. They say that it's good for your lungs. Anyway, I have to smoke 14 of these a day.
Keep smoking.
Yeah.
It won't be long.
There's an image of
I
Lucifer
am
behind
just
him,
going
reaching his
to,
hands into his lungs.
I am just going to.
I'll make this easy for you, Reggie. A lot of us have different side gigs that we do in job to make money. So a lot of our
So we don't
frivolous
starve to
spending
death.
is our own. It's not his.
What can my side job be?
So, Taki,
I'm
as
just
you're
gonna-
riding
I'm
along,
rolling my eyes.
there
like,
is
There is
no
a
doubt
problem
if there was an
with
ambush at
trans.
any
That's
point,
having
this cacophony around
That
you.
might be wrong.
Oh, being an accountant?
I think so.
Say what? Say what?
Just constant nattering of your staff. You're just like,
Seals barking.
No, I'll trance.
okay.
The last 2 years, me advising Reggie to go be accountant in a brothel for some side work.
Sounds good.
Lucrative.
So you told me what happened with the goblins?
Yeah, like
I mean, it sounds interesting. Not quite your
No, but
forte, but
I haven't seen a
someone's
female goblin.
yeah, not in a while.
Oh, yeah.
I know because I would have,
You saw a female goblin.
Wait,
thrown
what?
up her leg.
Where?
Oh, I'm sworn to secrecy because I'm a part of the crew
You
now.
just said something about it.
No, yeah, no, I saw one, but I can't say anything about it. I'm sworn to secrecy.
you're
You just
saying
said
something about it right now.
It's sworn to secrecy by who?
So you might as well tell
If
us
you're
the
not
rest.
like sworn to secret by us, then you're okay to say whatever
Part
you
of the
gotta say.
ship, part of the crew.
I have to.
Share with class.
You
Break
might as
bread.
well tell us the rest since you already started
I
it.
have to go to the bathroom.
There's a bush right there.
I'm going to do that.
We're not shy.
I'm going to do that.
I have a hand crossbow pointed at you. Spill it!
He doesn't mean your urine.
Spill it! What secrets are you keeping?
Look,
Oh, I don't know.
look,
Are you with that one-eyed
Reggie,
fuck?
Reggie, here's the thing. When you were hired, there's a clause in the contract. We can't harm you or kill you, rather.
Oh,
We can't mortally
perfect.
wound you. But Maggot just loves violence.
I don't like violence.
What do you mean I can't harm
Mortally harm him.
It's like
You can't kill him.
Why?
He doesn't need
Because
all
he's
this
the one that
stuff.
has to do the paperwork for his death pension now.
so. Of the 5 of you, who has the highest passive perception?
14.
14,
15.
15,
Oh, passive.
It's down at the bottom of that.
16.
16,
Yeah.
14.
11.
11. So as you've got everything trained on.
Wise.
I keep wanting to call you Gelmir. You got him trained on Reg.
Reggie.
Out of the corner of your eye, because he's in a trance,
Mhm.
his camel's still going.
Okay.
Like you guys have all kind of slowed down to deal with this situation. And as you look, he's camel, Taki suddenly is there. It is gone.
Ah,
just gone.
shit.
I'm gonna
Ah,
fly.
fuck me running.
I'm going.
You guys all start running over that
Yeah.
direction. There's a camel head with its head out,
Careful,
And there's-
quicksand.
and there's Taki. And he's like up to his neck in fast sand.
I'll
I'm,
pull him out.
Grabbing the rope.
I'm
I'm
just
flying.
saying.
I didn't run. I flew.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Are you grabbing what rope are you
Reins.
grabbing? The reins of the camel?
Trying to pull the camel.
You give it a strength check, see how that goes.
Guidance. Add a D4. I'm guidancing you.
Sure.
Yeah, add a D4.
Try.
That means no pets.
Um.
I'm gonna say
It's
no.
No, it's 18 plus 2
Uh-huh.
plus
That's good.
4, so
That's
that's
24.
24.
24. Surprisingly enough, you're able to get up to about the full length of the neck of the camel out, and then you watch as the rest of Taki sinks.
I'll grab Taki.
Okay, you gotta lean down. So here's the challenge. I need you to give me a
I was thinking Taki was on it, so I could like pull them both out.
sure. You're pulling the front of the camel up,
Oh, you're
and
dumping.
Taki's slipping off the back because he's lost control of the reins.
Between us, we should be able to get both.
Right.
So, as you see that she's struggling with the camel, you give me perception as you're trying to figure out where the edge of the pit might be.
That's all.
4.
With my rope to try and get around to keep shoulders. Just,
Yeah, you can. It'll take you a few moments to get the lasso together.
okay.
4. You guys watch as Reggie goes to lean over to grab the other reins to help, kind of like just to keep, and Reggie falls in. And it's just his feet up in the air as he's slowly being drawn into the sand.
It looks like I'm not lassoing to keep anymore. Because we can't have him die on his first day. I'm lassoing his ankles.
You need a dexterity check.
Gonna guidance
I'm letting
myself.
go of the
Okay.
camel and I'm reaching down and I'm trying to grab to keep.
Okay.
Well, I still have
In the
Takit,
sand.
right?
Yeah, you still have his. Yeah,
Pull
you
me out, and I'm
Takit's
bringing
underneath.
Takit with me.
He's got Takit. You just got the camel.
I don't
That's,
think I'm struggling at all, am I?
16.
I'm just.
You're like this.
You're just like
Hey, I'll get one of the elephants to get it over to tie the rope off
You
to drag him out because
Okay, so that, all right.
he's huge.
Yeah.
So it was a 16.
Hand me
16.
the rope. Hand me the rope. Do I catch it? I'm trying to put it around.
Do you have anything?
You have
like
advantage.
more
You can make
Have
another.
advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was. Okay.
I don't
18.
know. Druids have like earth spells and stuff sometimes.
That went from a 16 to
It's an 18. Okay, between the two of you, you manage to lasso one of his ankles. You feel something tight cinch against your ankle. He's getting heavier. You've already felt the camel go still, so the camel's probably already suffocated. Give me a Constitution
Well,
save.
out.
Yeah,
That's
that's
head was
happening.
out.
Yeah,
She was
but you
grabbing
let
him
him
by
go
No.
to go help. You let him go to go help Grimmeth. And it slipped down. Con save.
I don't breathe.
He doesn't breathe.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Why are we worrying?
Because he'll get crushed down at the
13.
bottom. And
13.
Wait, con save?
Yeah, con save.
doesn't
Then
fall
that's a
down
15.
into a cave.
15. Okay. You're holding your breath pretty much okay, but your mouth is filled with sand. The two of you have got his ankles.
What's
You've gone
going
over
on?
to get one of the elephants to bring it over and start tying it off to see what you could do.
Can I do an earth spell?
If you want, what spell do you want to do?
I don't know.
Richter, hey, you remember that time that
What are your spells?
hey, you remember that time we got really high and you accidentally
Quicksand to
turned into a bear?
concrete.
Can you do that again?
Turn sand to concrete.
Oops,
Fast
wrong one.
Oops, wrong one. I guess I get the house now.
And guess what? He won't die. He'll just be there. 20,000 years later. In our next campaign.
You see Grimmeth's training with rope. Richter, remember when we got really high? And you turned into a bear that one time?
Rawr.
Can you do that again?
Rawr.
I guess not. Oh, Earth bind? No.
Thinking of something like maybe get the sand to push him up or something.
So as Richter's trying to figure out what to do, you bring the elephant over.
Would Earth bind be able to stop the stand from being quick?
Like
Well,
bind it together.
Slow sand? I've
underneath
never
his
heard of
feet.
it.
It just
I mean, that's about as
congeal
close
it
as you
around
can get to
like
concrete, I guess.
encapsulate.
Just a jello mold.
We stopped going
Jello
down.
with a camel and a reborn in it.
So now that you two have his ankles, and Richter's trying to figure out what to do, the three of you notice that Maggot comes over with one of the elephants. And he's already tied off a rope to the main harness of the elephant. And then what are you doing with the rope?
Bringing it over and tying it onto his feet.
Okay.
Tying it to the rope that's on his feet. So
Okay, so you're hitching it onto the rope they
Yeah.
already have on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rope work?
Give me sleight of hand, see how well your knot comes out.
Can I guidance him?
No, your hands are full.
That's true. Wait, does guidance have some matter?
You usually have to touch somebody.
15.
15?
15.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have to touch the willing creature.
As far as you can tell, the knot looks pretty good.
Okay.
And then you like smack the back end of the elephant and it begins pulling. You feel this incredible strain on your ankles. You can feel the weight of Takit, but all you hear is like humming. Like for whatever reason, Takit doesn't seem all that concerned.
What's happening all the time? Sand.
Yeah, exactly. Like a few moments goes by, you guys watch as Reginald is pulled up out of the ground, right? And he's hold on, give me a strength check to see if you can kind of keep holding on to Takit.
Hey,
Natural 20.
Nice.
All right.
You've got somehow you managed to get both your hands onto his shoulders before he slipped completely under, and you're now hauling him up with you. You begin to come out of your trance because although you don't necessarily need to breathe,
It's uncomfortable.
yeah, it's
Sand in
uncomfortable
my
as you're
track.
spitting
Yeah.
sand out of your mouth. You realize your camel is gone, and everybody has dragged you and Reggie off to the edge of the quicksand pit. And sure enough, you had walked into lightning sand.
Oh, ugh, balls. What happened?
Oh no, you're riding
you were
your
there,
camel off
and then you were
in the
gone.
nowhere land, and then you sank into the quicksand.
And
and I fell in because I didn't see it.
So luckily you have a spare camel. So you guys managed to recover it to Key.
We cut off one of the
I'm
camels.
I hope I put my gear on the elephant.
All our gears on the
All the gears.
I would say that's the only thing you would have had on the camel would be like just kind of like minor things like foodstuffs and
My
rations.
spell book
and-
would be
Dry oatmeal.
yeah, you definitely have your. Yeah.
Extra underwear.
50 pounds of dried oatmeal.
You lose a little bit of time, but you manage to get things recovered. One camel down, but you had 2 to spare. Give me a survival check to try to pick up the trail again.
Now can I guide?
I want to help.
Yes.
Okay, add a D4.
18.
I want to help.
You give him advantage, or
Advantage.
roll yourself. It's up to you.
18.
Can anybody help clean
19.
me off? I'm pretty sandy.
I got a 20.
I'll start patting you on the back.
Oh, thank you.
That's plus the D4.
Yeah, so it'd be 20.
I'm
20?
going to take my wings. I'm going to blow.
Here,
That's
it seems like they break up into smaller groups.
Okay.
You get the feeling for them to navigate
These ones
all
are
the
free.
quicksand
All these
pits.
use spell slots.
They've broken up
These are
into
the ones you
smaller
think you're just
groups
gonna
to
use something for fun.
avoid
These ones you don't.
falling
We're not
into
doing
these
much
points.
time.
This is also when you begin to realize that you're
I
getting
know.
closer to the heights.
Wow.
And off in the
I
distance,
just use
you know, you
mine
can
for fun
see the
'cause I'm not a
beginnings
magic,
of
so
the
mine as well.
kind of like sharp protruding
Like I use
rocks that start
everything.
jutting out. And from this
We
vantage
need
point,
it.
it looks like
We
maybe
need
you've
it.
got an hour of navigating these these like quicksand pits, and then you'll be on the other side of the shale that'll take you in the direction of the heights.
Okay.
The heights themselves are way off in the distance. It's just these massive protruding red mesa-like rocks and horizons that are kind of mixed. And you look and you stare. There does seem to be a sandstorm beginning to form way off in the distance, but you're not really sure what direction it's going in.
Okay.
But half the day is now gone.
We have to find a place to
It's getting to that
weather
point.
the sand. Okay. So I'll find a place that like maybe with rocks or something that could shield us from the sandstorm, and
Okay.
we can hunker
Let's
the
do one
animals.
final group roll to get through the quicksand pits.
Okay.
Pick the skill you want to use, and then give me a roll. And then describe for me how you're going to help the group get through
Yeah.
this.
I'll use my survival to
Okay.
spot the quicksand
I'm
and
gonna
mark it.
I'm going to use my persuasion to ask the sandstorm no.
Sure.
I'm gonna use nature to try and avoid them, but I currently have sand all up in my face.
I am going to use Arcana and Necromancy and look for pits of dead animals.
Okay. Talia, what are you using?
That's
I can't decide.
Richter?
I think I'm going to use insight
Okay.
to
So,
try and help us find a rocky place.
okay. So we'll start with Grimmeth.
so I got guidance myself. That is 16 plus 7 plus 3. That is a 26.
Okay.
25.
Richter, what'd you
Yeah,
get?
25.
2 plus 15, 17.
Okay. 17.
No, that's
Reggie?
6.
6.
Awesome. Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
14.
You're doing great.
14.
Dave.
Making sure I get below 10 on most
What'd
rolls.
you get?
Oh, 16.
16. Okay. Talia, what skill?
I'm going to use religion, and I'm going to pray that we make it out of this alive.
Okay. Give me a religion check.
And I'm guidance.
Okay.
Ah. 18.
Journey through the sand pits takes a while. Got to divert a bit. Spotting the remains of animals that have either fallen prey to the pits or other reasons that they might be near the pits. There is one point where all you have to grab Reginald one more time before he just steps off into a nearby quick pit.
Oh,
Are you-
Molly.
You gotta grab him by the scruff of his now very kind of like disheveled 3-piece suit.
We may need to get you different clothes.
Well, I carry a lot around with me. I don't like to change into them until these ones are destroyed.
Do they all look like that?
Yeah, it's the same suit. I have just a bunch of the same suit.
Bunch of the same suit.
Yeah.
Are they different colors?
Nope.
Do they have any armor?
Nope.
Right.
Do you have anything you fasten to it or anything? You've seen that
Oh, my
Grimmett
tie.
has like like a studded leather armor, like
Should I tie a clip
like a
on?
leather duster that has studs on it and everything.
I mean, yeah.
So you also realize he's also wearing a dickie.
Yeah, you know, I don't like violence, so I
Well, he
don't
does have a
typically
plus
prepare
one pocket
for it.
protector.
Basically like an ogier.
Okay.
A plus
I'm here for
one
numbers.
pocket protector of missile attraction. So anything gets shot at goes
Hey,
ding.
Mr. Accountant, what is your, since you're now in charge of the finance and everything,
Yeah.
what's your policy on tauntines?
Like as in to taunt another person?
No, tauntines, like betting, workplace betting.
Oh, as long as it's your personal funds. And then if you get any winnings, you should put maybe like 10% into the group.
All right, 5 silver in. When is Reggie going to kick it?
Okay, but none of us can help him if he gets in trouble because that would be ruining the
No,
time.
no, we have to help him if he gets in trouble.
So
No,
see, we
yes, it's compulsory. We have to help. I like that better because we don't want him to die.
but I want the money quick.
Well, we don't.
Wait a minute before this starts. What secret do you know?
Oh, yeah,
You were gonna tell us. I totally fucking forgot.
I
Can
forgot.
we wait to do this until after we find shelter for the night?
I forgot.
No.
Hey, I might be older than all of you guys, so technically I've survived longer than all of you.
Let's. You're at 10. Let's bring it down to a 2.
A lot of you
Maybe we
guys
can have a
short
friendlier
You know something.
conversation with Reggie about what he knows.
He's
and
got
would like to
secrets.
share with everybody.
Oh, I mean, I know a lot about like Roth IRAs, and if you wanted to start maybe a group 401k.
I don't. You're. Is that a different language?
We don't know magic, so just shut up.
We don't know miracles.
No, the goblin. You
So-
mentioned.
As everyone's navigating through this space, Talia, a familiar voice pops into your head.
Okay.
You know, is this trip really a good idea?
Probably not.
Why are you doing it?
Well, the master can't have lost the guy that we lost. It would be really bad.
I mean, you do understand, of course, that some creatures are just meant to go extinct.
Yeah.
He could be one of those.
So he's just meant to die?
Well, I mean, I would hate to be the one to have to be the bearer of obvious news, but yeah, it could be the case.
That's true, but we don't have proof that he's dead. So I'd like to find proof that he's dead.
So he doesn't eat food.
Oh,
He
you
should have
mean- you mean
suffocated.
The box.
Yeah, who do you think I'm talking
I
about?
was talking about the orc. We were looking
Oh, who
for.
gives a fuck about him?
Well, that's the one we're looking for.
You're working for the devil, and you're worried about finding an orc?
Yeah.
Hey, Maggot, do you believe in
Think he's
God's
the
will?
devil?
I don't know what I believe.
God's will.
All I know is that he doesn't eat
God's have
food.
this all planned,
He should have suffocated in that pit.
Maybe he
And
can
we're
hold his
just-
breath for a long time.
following in what they've.
Or maybe he's not capable of death.
I haven't seen him do anything for me, so
That's
no.
an interesting thought. You don't think
You
he's
wound up
capable
here.
of death? We should test.
Because I answered a want ad.
Well, how do you think we should test this?
Did the gods put out the want ad that I answered?
Maybe they could have compelled
Okay.
somebody to work in
You
weird
kind of like
ways.
stroke the owl
Mhm.
while it's talking to you.
Get out of my head. Leave me alone.
Good talk, buddy.
Yeah.
So you guys come out of the quicksand pits and up onto the red kind of like beginnings of both combined
Rocky
desert,
shelf.
sandstone. Yeah, you're kind of like on the main like rocky beginnings of these huge mesa outcroppings that you can see that just seem to go on forever. And now the breeze has picked up a bit, so the sand's kind of beginning to whip up a little bit. Give me a survival check, Maggot, as you start to look for a place for everyone to make camp.
And I
Sure.
add a D4.
Good job, Maggot.
You got this, buddy. Bam.
17.
17. It takes a while, but by the time the sun's about to set, you gather everybody up in a kind of overhanging kind of like rock feature where it's overhanging enough to give you a little bit of shelter from the wind. So you could probably get a fire going if you tried.
Then I put all the camels around us in a ring like that.
And you like
can take the
you
brunt
tie
of it.
them all off so that they take the brunt of once the sandstorm gets here. And you guys begin to watch as the last of the light fades. It is now beginnings of early evening. What you guys like to do?
I break out the dry oats and start making our rations for the night.
I got a piece of hardtack hanging out of my mouth.
It does kind of make sense because Takeet doesn't eat, so he really doesn't give a fuck what you guys eat.
300 bags, 350-pound bags of oats, please. That's it. That's all we have in there.
You're not allergic
Some
to
wilted
wheat,
lettuce.
are you?
And no water.
I
Such a-
love it. It's like that bodybuilder that talks about how when he was like bulking up, he didn't want to taste food; he preferred it burnt.
Well, we don't have to pack water because I can create water.
I don't like the taste of that.
Tanya's over there by some empty buckets. She's like creating water.
Yeah, she's gonna feed us.
I have a spell to create water.
Yeah, but I have more stuff.
So we'll say that the two of you just kind of managed to create enough water for the evening. The fire's going.
That's really cool. There wasn't water, and now
Spell
there is.
over the bucket, and then the bucket fills.
Oh,
I guess we never gave you a proper interview. Do you do magic, Reggie?
no. I can do like one or two things, but that's about it.
Two things. What's your specialty besides numbers?
Portfolio investments.
Skills
Aside from accounting.
Yeah, skills outside of the realm of desks and numbers and accounting. Are you good in a fight?
I don't like to fight.
You good at maybe potentially if we need to procure something.
I'm a pretty big guy.
I love your fucking character, bro. I'm sorry, I love it. Okay. All right. Hey, I know. Let's all play a game. Pass the time.
Yeah.
It's called Let's Tell Our Secrets. And I'm gonna go first.
I love this game.
My secret is, Reggie, I don't trust you until you tell your secret. You're next.
Well, my secret is my family kicked me out because I don't want to follow their footsteps.
That's a secret you wanted to tell us before this?
You didn't say which one.
What did your parents do?
They come from a long line of protectors and warriors, and we're kind of powered by the blood of our ancestors. And
Like in a holy sense, or
sometimes,
What's up with you and religion?
yeah.
it's been my muse today because so many weird things have been
Play the
happening.
freaking lute.
You play the lute.
You play the lute?
You are a leak.
No, he plays the lute.
Oh, you play the lute.
All I can think of is Howie's character, Fruit Loops.
Oh, so you just didn't want to follow in their footsteps?
Yeah, I don't like fighting.
Were they rather violent or rage filled or anything?
Absolutely.
Get that on.
Oh, really?
I know.
But I didn't take after them.
You didn't take after them?
Nope. So because I couldn't fulfill, what they do, they told me to get out. So now I wander looking for accounting jobs.
Accounting.
Yep.
By chain cane. Wandering from town to town.
I've noticed that you're slightly in
Somebody
the
your
red.
character has, like,
Allow me
red
to spend
suit.
some time helping you and your people.
That's the
No
white
longer
shirt,
in the
red
red.
tie. Is what it is.
Red pocket square instead of the red stapler.
I actually designed one on Hero Forge. I sent it to.
Snatch
yeah, it's pretty great.
Snatch the paper clip from my hand. It'll be time for you to leave.
I'm talking now, but I'm looking at Mac and just like, I can't make heads or tails of this guy.
I'm just buried in that book of lineage.
Give me investigation as you're continuing to read.
I'm tending to the animals,
Natural
smoking my
one.
herb, enjoying the evening.
Natural one.
And
You're rolling shit
The book
tonight.
is they're talking.
The
Really
book is
are.
upside down.
Takit, you have to open your
Oh, dear
eyes
God.
to read.
Maybe if you wander into the wilderness,
Do
you
I
can get a
have
better
to-
sense of what's going on.
Oh,
My
that's
character has a teacup that never
Mine must
empties.
you all
Got
be
some-
so
yeah,
tedious.
he's got the teacup. Yeah, that's
Wait a
okay.
minute, wait. Everyone.
I love it.
The master's trying to concentrate. Go ahead, master. Concentrate now. Don't be quiet.
Can we help?
He's like holding an upside down book.
Let's have a staring contest with the guy who doesn't have to blink.
Damn it. You always win.
The double contracted
I can't think.
I'm
Is the
meditating
wind
with my owl.
so bad to the point that I can't see the stars?
I mean,
Is
the
it a
real problem
sandstorm?
right now is with the overhang of the shelter and the way Richter has the animals kind of cordoned off to kind of keep some of the like ablative effect of the weather away.
Mhm.
And with the sandstorm gradually picking up speed and power,
It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to see the stars.
Okay.
Sand. It's everywhere. It's coarse. It's awful.
Well, you're worried about it in your eyes. You're worried about it elsewhere. Although it is kind of a nice sand bath, and I ruffle my feathers.
Yeah.
Dust bath.
Dozens of ticks kind of fall off of her.
I don't have any ticks.
Well, no, because you do dust baths.
Dust baths.
Nobody else saw that. Nobody else saw that.
Anyway,
No one else has high enough passive
place
perception.
sucks.
Anyways.
what the hell? Like, it's this big. What the hell? Oh,
Too bad.
I just put it in my meal. Oh, God, I feel this burst of energy like protein finally.
Oh, your iron deficiency going away.
I'm gonna
Yeah, it's 3
meditate
years of
with my
oatmeal.
owl.
Okay.
Binds you up real bad.
Anything else anybody wants to do as the evening wanes on?
I'm just
I
gonna
check
take
on my
notes in my
bat, make
notebook.
sure it's
I'm
got.
gonna discreetly, so
This,
that these two don't get involved. Discreetly and kindly ask Reggie, hey, so that female goblin you mentioned earlier, what's going on with that?
Sorry. Counting client confidentiality, I can't say anything.
You know, client.
I monitor her finances.
Oh my God, Shadow.
Where
You need to take that smelly ass somewhere else, bro.
God.
Woo!
She's right below me, bro.
Boy.
Okay, he's right below me, bro. I didn't check. I didn't look to see if it had nuts.
This is what it looks like when a dog's asshole
check to see if
explodes. Shadow is notorious for legendary farts.
Oh my god.
Because it like finally hit me. I'm like, if it hit me that late, all these motherfuckers are trying not to
I'm
notice.
lucky. I've always had a bad sense of smell, so I'm good.
It's traveling along. the
By
bottom
all
of the
means, Bill,
chair
give
on
him
the
more
table.
broccoli.
Who fed the dog?
What are you
salmon,
trying to
broccoli,
do?
and blue
Yeah, go over there and
cheese?
sniff up the fart
Honestly,
smell.
honestly, you just have to feed him wet dog food.
Yeah,
And
you can
that comes out his
Yeah,
ass.
he's alive, and that's what comes out of his ass. Oh, God, okay, it's gone. Whew.
So,
I'm gonna turn the air down.
That was.
Oh, I'm better at the
I love
castle.
it. All that's holy.
Yeah.
Did I happen to notice the that breakfast had been laid out?
You didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah, because you would have come back down. You would have noticed it that had been laid out.
Who put it out?
And at this point, this is when I'm going to break away from Reggie and Mr. Thakit.
rocks.
I got a question.
Did you put out?
When have we had a female orc?
Apparently,
on
some
our-
orc broad did it.
Yeah. When have we had a female orc on the service crew?
Not as far as you know, you don't have any.
That's who brought out, according to Reggie here. That's who brought out the breakfast.
Oh, she was really nice.
Cheap chocolate.
And he also. Is there a
Not quite
female
chocolate.
goblin on the staff?
It's like 90% canola oil.
Do I have a female goblin on the staff? Do I have a female goblin on the staff?
I mean, not that you know of.
Oh,
Perhaps.
Reg, do we have a female? You should know, right? Because you're the accountant.
Right. Well, she's a separate client.
No, but she's on the staff.
I don't know if she's
She
on
was
your
in the
staff.
house. She had to have been on the staff. We didn't have any other guests.
I still haven't seen a personnel list, so I don't know who and who doesn't work.
You know, we forgot to pack it. We'll get back to that.
I mean, it's basically us and Bronco.
And a handful of nameless
Captain-
servants that we
Captain
paid
of the
too little.
guard. Captain of the guard, the helpers in the stables.
Yeah.
Just there's
Some of-
people.
But I mean, they're kind of known quantities. As far as you know, the person that runs the kitchen has always been Bronco, and he just always accommodates for the staff. But the majority of the staff that he's kind of used in the kitchen are just either goblin staff or the occasional bugbear. You know, he never really keeps a permanent staff that's like known. In fact,
it's within reason.
You're kind of having this conversation, and give me an insight check as this conversation is kind of unwinding around you. 2.
I love
2
that.
plus 3 equals
5.
I love the confused
I mean,
old
sure.
man
I mean, it
that's
kind of
been
makes
coming out with
sense
the
that
rules.
Bronco would manage all that. He's the one that's been in charge of the house staff. So, yeah.
Know who that is.
Yeah.
I'll get right in on asking him.
Oh,
when
you
we
mean the
find
guy
him.
that just betrayed you?
Yes.
Oh, we'll get right on it.
Yeah, once we find him, we'll ask him. That'll be the first thing we do after we kill him.
No, we'll carve his eye out
Before we
first.
kill him.
I think we should cut his hands and feet off and blind him and put a little beggar bowl around his neck and
Well, I was
drop him off in
gonna
the nearest city.
I was gonna go the classic route of just burying him up to his neck in dirt and letting nature figure.
Oh wait,
it
he
out.
does some magic stuff we found out, so no, his tongue too.
Can't
Yeah,
we
you
just
know
give him like a real stern talking to?
No.
We
No.
don't do that.
Red, you're in the wrong group, pal. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
So you don't like violence, but how do you feel about it happening around you? Is that kind of a gray area?
I try and stay out of it.
Close your eyes.
Okay, well, have you turn around when it happens then?
That'd be great.
Put your fingers in your ears and go la 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 really loud.
To be quite frank, now that I think about it, when things get violent, I don't really remember it that well.
Really?
Perfect. You black out. That's awesome. We don't have to worry about it. You self.
He
Well,
goes into his happy place.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, and he was talking about how his parents were great
Protectors.
protectors and warriors that rage-inducing violence.
Mm-hmm.
Not my style, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Okay.
Boss, you want in on this taunting on when he's going to kick off?
No, thank you. I think that is a bit
I
insensitive.
don't have enough money to go betting.
I mean, you should really put in like 5 or 6 silver. It's guaranteed.
I know. I was trying to decide when.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, depends on who's on watch.
What if he's on watch?
It's guaranteed. He kind of looks like someone's gonna fall asleep after a big meal.
He eats a lot. Did you see how much oatmeal he packed away?
No, not even really sure what oatmeal is.
It's this.
It's all the
grain
food you guys eat,
gruel.
right?
Yeah, it is. It's all the food.
But the whole time, she's just talking to an inanimate owl on her shoulder.
Oh, she do that a lot?
Yeah, with alarming regularity.
Oh. I mean, I talk to things that don't
What's
talk
it
back
made
too.
out of, or is it like stuff?
It comes with the
Just a
territory of the
cardboard
job. There's just going to
statue
be
she likes
wacky
to talk
shit that
to. It's
happens.
on her
You just got to
shoulder.
kind of keep moving.
Okay.
That's why Richter.
Well,
Very
that's their only
intricately
pet. I'm,
carved.
of his
that's their only
product.
pet.
It helps keep him regular with it. Because he just assumes that it's the drugs and he just keeps moving.
I mean, he's the least violent. He's my favorite so far.
He's great with animals, you know.
Me too. I'm kind of partially animal.
Yeah, I'm not violent.
I do wear a gold scarab
Skulls.
pendant. That's
and-
what I keep my.
Totally gothed
Yeah.
out. Totally goth.
Like if Hot Topic threw up on a
Yes.
parrot.
Hot
Hey.
Topic threw up on a
Finders
on a Dracula
keepers
parrot.
master, but this one's mine now. And I show him
Okay.
the cane. I go, and it's magic because when I pried the gem out, it grabbed it and took it back. Here, tell me,
It's
do
Bronco's
your
cane.
magic thing. Tell
Yeah,
me how
you-
much I could get for it in a
I
pawn
won't touch it.
shop.
Put it down. Place it down.
To identify it, I think you have to touch it.
Well. No, detect
No,
magic.
no, it's a
Oh, it's
20.
detect magic,
Yeah,
okay.
detect magic.
Detect magic.
Okay. It's a scry device.
Yes!
Seeing like
Is it his
somebody
freaking
somewhere
eyeball?
else in a crystal ball.
You're not really sure, but
We've been
The-
wiretapped again.
it's active.
Is it outgoing or incoming?
Hard to tell.
Little column A, little column B. We've been wiretapped again.
Depends what staff tower it pings off of, and we'll tell our location.
Let's go
Whether
throw
it's
it in the
being
quick
If
served.
we're
fire.
far enough out in the middle of nowhere, we shouldn't be near any
Shouldn't
towers.
be getting any kind
Well,
of.
I've heard that these things can have like a roaming mode.
Oh, it's roaming. I
You know how
hate
expensive
it.
it
What
was?
extra material components?
What do
Yeah.
I know about these devices?
They're good within about a 1 mile radius. It is a single directional scrying device. It's the gem that does the scrying. And because it's active, you guys are currently being watched at this point.
So it's bad.
So it's active. So there's someone within range.
Someone within a mile.
Within a mile.
I pee on the
Maybe
staff
you in the back should go
on the gem.
check
Yeah.
the perimeter, huh?
Okay.
Do you do that to claim it as your own? I mean,
No, because he mentions that it's actively watching us.
What?
So I'm going to give it a show.
Would it be possible for me to cast light on it and blind the person watching?
As his urine stream hits it, you like implode it with light, and it flares for a brief moment. Give me perception as you listen to see if there's someone nearby.
Ooh, I'm
Can I
listening
touch
too.
the shoulder and guide him? It's not awkward.
No,
at
you're
all.
peeing on the staff.
You're holding your penis.
You're peeing on the cane.
Unless he's Superman in it.
It's a very bard thing to do.
You know, my tagline is the greatest bard you'll ever
9.
sleep with. So
9? No distinct sound.
Do I hear anything?
No.
Can I throw it?
Just gonna throw it as far as I can.
Give me a strength check to see how far you throw it.
Hey!
If it's watching us, do you really want it?
9.
9. Yeah, you just throw it. And it like
Roll
goes
shit.
like a few feet, hits the mesa rock, bounces off.
Well, at least you didn't hit the elephant.
I run over and get it. Hey!
Oh, that's covered in
you
urine.
better want to wash your hands.
By the time Maggot brings it back, it's no longer active. It's gone inert. So whoever was watching through it's gone out of range.
I did it.
We were probably within a mile of whoever Bronco or whatever his name is was watching us. He knows we're here. Knows all of us are here, and everything we've been talking about for the
How
past
long has
hour or
Bronco had that cane?
As far as you can remember.
so. Right?
Because, I mean, did someone give it to Bronco? Was it Bronco's? If it was Bronco's, then someone's been watching him for a very long time. We're assuming that it was Bronco watching.
Was Bronco like really attractive, or
Yeah, maybe they really
He was
like watching
an
him.
overweight,
Ugliest
elderly orc. with
fucking
a
orc
couch.
you've ever seen in your life with a shriveled up eye socket where one of his eyes used to
I mean, that could be
You
something.
know what?
all the time.
there's somebody out there for everyone? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. If you can think of it, it's probably on Fortune.
Yeah.
That was a terrible.
We better get some sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Is that like a local guild of
My
magic
pea stained
users?
staff.
Yeah, it's a local pub with a bunch of courtesans in it.
Well, that's where I should be an accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll look for it. For sure.
can't miss it.
Perfect.
Now we have to build a tavern called Fortune.
A
I have
Bronco.
no choice.
Called
I have no choice. No, it's going to be called a
Just
tavern.
because it hasn't
It's a
happened, that doesn't mean
tavern.
to prove it won't.
Mhm.
Broncos.
The only one without a penis thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never actually been on Fortune.
Always
just
goes
saying.
there way,
The person
way.
playing a holy character.
Does an Aarakocra have a cloaca?
Don't Google
Of
it.
an
That's-
alien.
I'll tell you that much. For those viewing at home, don't Google
But
it.
I don't want any weird shit that popping up on my Facebook after Googling that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We would only be
You
a
guys
male.
remember
Eric
Kids in the
Coker
Hall,
anyway.
the TV show?
Yeah.
Now I'm envisioning you as the chicken lady.
Gravel, say grubs. Gravel, grubs. Okay, my gravel, grubs.
Can you tell who's retired?
Yes.
All
Can you
right.
tell who has way too much time on their
I know
hands?
he was retired when he said, I saw a YouTube video, but I didn't watch it. I just saw
I
it.
just saw it.
12 hours of just this.
Yeah, that's somebody that has too much time on their hands.
That's
They
a
don't
I don't even want to press it.
That's a cool one.
Call that doom scrolling.
All right, I go to bed.
Yeah.
Somebody watch?
I set up
Thank
a
you for
watch.
volunteering, Reggie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm real good at it.
Yeah, you're used. I mean,
Oh,
you're not counting.
Yes, yeah, I told you. I think you should just put down the
Reggie
10,
takes first watch.
put down the 8 silver. It's guaranteed.
Reggie, the first watch is 8
Tonight?
hours. We'll take this. We'll take the second watch.
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't
that
know.
seems excessive.
We have to help him.
You're new. You don't know anything.
Yeah, you're still in your probation.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll come with the territory as you get around.
I'll be real tired tomorrow.
You're gonna get shit on for like 3 years, and you'll be all right.
Literally, because Belfry eats a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So you taking first watch, Reg?
I'll take first one.
Okay. Who's taking second
Alright.
watch?
I will take second watch.
All right. Grimmith. Who's
I'll
taking
wait for
third?
Dawn and
I'll
take
take
my
third.
watch. Okay.
I'll take
Richter.
first watch
take that.
with
Third.
Reggie.
I'll do
Reggie.
third.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, we can
So
do
first,
double
second, third?
team. Well, except him, he doesn't want to.
He doesn't sleep.
Sleep.
Oh, that's right. He can take all the watches. What are you doing?
Fuck you. I'm trancing.
Nice.
We're traveling. You're not going to do that.
Why do I hear
He's
You
got
got
glow
back in-
sticks.
You can do that in your-
Sticks out.
You can do that naked in
Master
your tower,
Tower.
but you gotta, but not, but not here.
So true.
Jethro Tull.
So with that, the rest. So you're staying up with Reggie. All right. So Talia and Reggie
I
stay
don't-
up for the
I
first
don't
watch.
really trust the new guy. I'm
Grimmith
not
and
gonna-
Maggot second watch.
Yeah.
And then Richter bringing up the final watch. Okay. You two give me perception checks, please.
Guidance.
I'm already asleep. Unless you come up and
He's
smack.
like, oh,
no,
guys,
17.
You said what kind
his,
of check?
his state will
Perception?
guide you.
Perception.
It's ethereal.
He wrote his
It
name in
is
the sand.
alphabetical.
I know.
He wrote a limerick in the sand that will help you.
The full name. We've been traveling a lot today.
He wrote a limerick in the sand that will help you. D for inspiration.
4, 17. 17.
Yeah, I wrote out the inspiring tale in the sand.
Yeah.
You two stay up for the first few hours of watch. Takeda is in his kind of like transmutation state of just kind of like,
Transmutation.
yeah, like he's pretending to be alive.
Transmutation.
Yeah, you know, transitive state. Yes, I'm aware. He's in his transitive state.
Transience.
Well,
We're all
he
crazy
hired.
right
Yeah.
You're in some trouble.
Stop.
DM when they're in the corner. Do that shit at home.
I do.
Just do it at home afterwards, so you don't.
That's how you know we've been with each other way too
Yeah.
long. So with that, you guys take the first watch. The evening goes by relatively calm. Nothing untoward. The sandstorm is not quite as bad as you thought it was going to be. So it's a little rough. It's a little loud. It's a little windy. But this might also be keeping things away from the area as well as your watch
Also
goes
means
by without any problems.
What's
It's
your owl's
obliterating
name?
all of our tracks.
Yeah.
What is that?
And the tracks you're following.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. It's obliterating all of the tracks.
Okay. So you two finish your watch, unless there's anything else you want to do.
I was asking what the owl's name is.
T.
Hi, T.
Why is he talking to me? Wait, is my name White?
You really want me to tell him your name?
Well, no, but you
Are
really
talking to me?
shouldn't be normalizing me. You know they can see you talk to me,
Yeah, I know.
and you're okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to make sure.
This feels like a very one-sided conversation.
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Well, it's great to meet you.
You talk to grass and it sounds like or animals and it sounds like a one-sided conversation. And Richter talks to grass and it sounds like a one-sided conversation. Why is this weird?
I talk to
Ours are
myself.
alive.
And it's a one-sided conversation.
Ours are alive.
I talked to all you guys, and it's a one-sided conversation.
That's a huge assumption.
Well, nice to meet you, T. I'm gonna go walk around in a circle and see if I see anything.
The huge furbog friend gets up, literally walks around the circle, comes back. Nope, it's right back down.
We're safe.
I do not perceive anything.
I'll say, actually, as you get up and walk around, she's kind of lost in kind of having a conversation with the owl on her shoulder.
The wooden owl.
You walk far enough, like in your loop, that you get a little deeper into the overhang of the cave structure, and there's Belfry, kind of, hanging upside down, and still in her polymorph bat form, speaking perfectly good Goblin at you. That got a little close that time.
Oh yeah, but it's all
We had
right.
an agreement.
I did a great job covering it. They never suspect a thing.
If that idiot hadn't fallen into the sand, could have gone a totally different. No, the other idiot, not you.
Got it.
Yes, the one over there that I don't know why he looks like a cow that I want to feed. Anyways,
Oh.
it's just this full like bat chattering at you. There's a moment where you break away from your conversation with the owl and you look over and there's Reginald over against the wall and the bat's hanging upside down and it's just like doing this constant persistent squeaking and he seems to be talking to it.
You think me talking to you is weird?
Well, he did say something earlier that made sense. I mean, most of what they talk to is alive. Although technically everyone talks to Keith. We're pretty sure he's dead, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's dead, so you're dead. What's the matter if I talk to you?
Am I dead?
I mean, you're not alive.
But I don't feel dead.
Yeah, but do you feel alive?
I don't know what alive feels like. I mean, I
I'm gonna
recognize.
take you off my shoulder and I'm gonna.
No, I don't feel alive because I can't feel any of that shit you just did.
See? I don't know
So
what point I'm proving.
And eventually Reggie comes back. Oh, nobody out there. We're good. Sits down.
What were you talking to the bat about?
Oh, bat things.
Like what? Oh, it's so fun to hang upside down?
Yeah, she's just hanging around.
Uh-huh. Did she eat Belfry? I mean, not she's Belfry. Did she eat Bronco?
I don't know. We didn't talk about dietary restrictions.
She doesn't have any restrictions. That's the problem.
Oh, well, I'll ask later.
Mm-hmm.
She likes birds. Not much.
She likes kobolds.
Goals.
The kobolds are tasty. She likes
So
having
eventually
birds.
you two go and wake up Maggot and Grimmeth for the second round of the watch.
I kick Maggot. Time to wake up.
Get a bony little bird foot out of my guts.
Next time I'll use the claw.
I like politely wake
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Touch my shoulder.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Just like gently.
No, just shoot them.
18.
What's your passive perception?
Scare me like that.
16.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got a small
It's okay,
something
you're
on
learning.
this time. So you just got
Should I just pour
Palm it.
water on your face?
No, not that. You don't want to know the story behind that one.
just one of his little shinies he carries on his belt.
Thank you.
Yeah, next time I'll just like clap really loudly above your face.
No, because you'll wake up the others and you don't want to see.
I'll
Why are you
sleep
being
on it.
nice to her? She's so mean to you.
I'll see the beauty.
That's me being nice to you.
No, I said, he shouldn't be nice to you, letting you bobble something off me. And you were mean to him just a minute ago.
Oh, Jason should be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fourth wall
Should've got
comes
caught.
crumbling.
And scene.
So with that, you guys watch as Talia and Reggie eventually fade. Give me perception checks as you guys take the second watch.
I'm going to slap him on the back and guidance him for his and then guidance myself.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do yours first.
Thanks for guiding me.
I'll wait till you hear that I didn't wash
What am I doing? Perception?
Did you roll a d4?
Hang on a second. Let me do my first look at
Yeah, perception.
Guidance isn't-
Let me do my old man stare at the screen thing first, and then I'll do the rest.
There's a type of one solid thing.
So 24.
Okay.
All right. Guidance myself. Okay. That's my perception. Plus 5, so that's a 19. Plus 4, that's a 23.
It's high rolls.
Finally.
Damn time.
I know, right?
It's full height of the sandstorm at this point. Get the feeling this is both advantageous and disadvantageous at the same time, in the sense that it's probably keeping your guys' campsite pretty, secluded and, not an obvious location of interest. But, you kind of get that painful look on your face, like knowing that this is probably wiping out the entire trail of what you guys were following. It's definitely going to be a challenge.
This jerky tastes like dirt.
Yeah, Slim Jim.
snap into a Slim
Slim
Jim.
Jims now made with more dirt.
And they don't actually snap. I could never get one to snap.
30% more asbestos.
I used to have a friend who'd always light them before eating them. So weird. So weird.
All the grease.
Burn the grease
Leave
off.
nothing left.
What would be left?
It was such a
Just
weird
show up
thing.
to nothing.
It was so weird.
It'd be like a
Now I'm
thread.
curious.
Just put it in the
On my way
microwave.
home, I watched
Put it in the microwave for like an
Because
hour.
once you like tear it off, like the
Crunchy.
inside part does like cook a little bit. So
Out
it
of the
was just
package, right? He wasn't like
Out of the package. Not eating. burnt
Good
plastic.
clarification, Ben. Good clarification.
Man, the great catfish.
I used to cut up hot dogs and put them in the microwave for like 5 minutes.
Same
to make
ingredients as
beef
Soylent
jerky
Green.
out of it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Made from people.
And I'd be like, really delicious.
In that case, I'm never gonna starve.
Guess what though? It's the only food, and we're starving to death. So yes, human.
Don't get me started on my McRib conspiracy.
Oh, that's not a conspiracy.
McHugh.
No, it's. I think I've told you before. It's.
So you two are on watch. Nothing bad happens. Nothing disturbs the campsite.
Why do we have to roll then? That's what was going to happen.
Because
All right.
Stop tempting fate. You rolled good.
All right, good. Nothing happens. Who do we kick now?
Richter, I think, is the next up.
I'm the next up. Yep. Third one.
Okay. Third watch. So Richter is woken. The rest of you go back to sleep. Richter, you're the only one on watch. Go ahead and give me a perception
Who
check.
stop him to awake?
You're the FNG.
16 plus 4, 20.
30-20. So the final watch pretty much goes untoward as well. You guys all go ahead and take a long rest. It's
Yay.
the following morning, the storm eventually fades. Nope, you're good. So Taki, coming out of your trance, the camp is kind of coming awake with everyone starting to wake up and kind of grabbing snacks or grabbing something to drink and coughing sand or
Cold oatmeal. breakfast.
cold oatmeal for leftovers.
Pouring dirt out of my teacup as you hear me just sing a little jingle. This part of waking up, there's whiskey in the cup. All right.
Oh, man, we can keep eating food like every day.
Yeah. You don't?
Yeah.
Huh?
You guys live such lavish lifestyles.
What was the last outfit you were with?
The one I'm wearing.
I mean, it is still only oatmeal.
Well, you don't have to eat. We're going to eat your portion then.
He
There
doesn't
we
even
go.
breathe anymore. He just eats. So the morning goes by. The routine kicked off. Camels and everything packed up. It's mid-morning by the time you guys set back out on the trail. A trail that is now covered with about 3-4 inches of freshly
Yeah, we're
sand from the previous storm. Give me your survival check as you begin to try to figure out what might be the best direction to go.
Advantage.
Guidance.
I want to help him.
Okay.
Now that
Slap on the
stone,
shoulder.
does it activate when it gets within a mile of whoever's controlling it?
Kind of the well, unless the person activates it within a mile.
Okay. 'Cause it-
That's how Taki would describe the magical ability of it.
I send Belfry in each direction until the thing activated to figure out where to go.
It's a good plan.
And don't forget eating the person.
What'd you say? What else? What do I get?
Survival.
I know. Did someone say I get?
You get
A
a
D4?
D4, and she's helping you, so you get advantage.
All right, cool. So that'd be 21.
21. You get the feeling that if they continued on through the heights, there's a section of the beginning of the mesa and getting deeper into the heights. There's only so many ways you can get in there. You get the feeling that if anything, this is more of a delay to the fact that you got to get back on their trail.
Right.
But potentially taking Richter's advice could be one way of doing it. So since you do have Bronco's cane,
Yeah.
that's one probability. I would say the one thing that you pick up on as you get on Belfry and you start scouting around while everyone else is just kind of patiently waiting for you to decide on a direction to kind of lead everybody
Right.
towards. You do find a very well-traveled kind of like pathway. like traveled in the sense that it's wide enough. It seems like it might make a good pathway.
And somebody that travels on it probably knows that it goes around the quicksand and not through it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
For a region that's supposed to be devoid of people, there's a surprisingly high number of trails out here.
And not game trails.
Not game trails. It's just right now, all the previous tracks are gone, wiped out by the sandstorm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trails to take out here.
Well, what trail looks like it leads toward the direction of where they have to go through the heights?
You have a pretty good idea of the one. And
Okay.
It's the one that seems big enough to handle the amount of.
I will mark it well and then go back and tell the others.
Okay. So it seems that Maggot has found a beginning point of potential trail.
He's describing this trail and that it fits all our animals. Can I make an animal handling check to see if I can determine why the trail would be that way?
Sure.
All right.
Or nature.
Nature?
Yeah.
Which one do I have better? Thank you.
They're both +2.
Okay.
I am going to guidance myself.
What?
Hard.
Good job. Thank you.
That's an 8.
Dear diary.
Master said
It's
thank
been
you.
16 years since my last entry. Today, Master said that I did a good job. Exclamation mark.
He puts all of his eyes have little hearts on them.
It's a pink
ink.
It's a pink book with a pony on it.
It's a Sanrio journal.
Yeah. It's unreal. Yeah, exactly.
That's an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Probably because it's been used a lot.
Makes sense to me. Checks out. All right.
All right.
So leading the way.
What do we do with this thing? I know I want to hawk it real bad at the next stop, but should we just bury it?
I'll hold on to it.
No.
Okay.
You
What's it
keep
made of?
secrets.
What is it made of?
I mean, it's made of some kind of fancy hardwood. There's kind of like a gold silver finish inlay to it, where it's like an inverted hand, like a clawed hand with a green emerald inset into the hand.
And I pried out
And it actively smells like asparagus.
I pried it out one time and it grabbed it and took it back. So maybe if we pry it out again, we can bury the stone and I can keep the,
Oh wait,
the
what
cane.
if we
Try and pull it out.
What if we do the old switcheroo with a rock?
You gonna try to pull the facet out? Give me sleight of hand as you try to.
Sleight of hand.
Actually, sleight of hand or strength.
I will go straight.
Yeah.
What if we have it grab a rock instead of the emerald?
That's an 11
11
because I'm rolling.
doesn't quite wiggle free.
Speed high drag.
Can I cast a spell through it?
What spell would you like to try to cast through it?
Fireball, fireball.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt,
Fuck you in particular.
You could give me an arc. Like you're watching as Reggie's trying to rip it out, and he can't quite get a good grip to rip the facet out. Give me an Arcana check to keep.
22.
It is interesting as you're watching Reggie try to get a grasp on it. You realize the facet is kind of ocular shaped. Yeah.
Like his fake eye?
Yeah. Could be.
That's a bitch.
God damn it, he wasn't blind. He wasn't after all. He did that himself.
Should we return it?
What would happen if I shot Brave Enfeeblement through it?
Give it a try. See what happens.
You hear a distant scream.
Wilhelm scream off this.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys watch as Takit takes the cane, begins to focus on it, murmurs some incantations underneath his breath, and you feel the spell kind of release into the cane. No real reaction to it. Get the feeling that probably is not a telekinetic connection. This is more of just a pure visual auditory connection.
Got it. That was really cool, boss. Thank you.
You watch as Takit pulls out his journal. My new hire gave me.
Dear diary, it's been 16
You watch Maggot pull out his. You watch Maggot pull out his journal.
You know what that son of a
Real
bitch just
brown
did?
noser.
Reg is a real brown nosing son of a bitch! Exclamation! Exclamation! Mean face! Mean face! Mean face!
X's on the eyes.
Yeah, with X's.
You watch as Maggot pulls out a stamp.
Oh, everyone likes to write their books too.
Then I go to the back of my book where it says "People I need to kill," and I go,
I've never felt so.
I'm sitting there. I'm
Like,
sitting
as
there
much a part of
writing
the
the
group.
odds of the betting group that we have in a book.
So you begin to scout out ahead, continuing to lead the trail northward, heading towards the heights. It's at this point you guys are beginning to hear the occasional sound of animals and other creatures.
Before we head off,
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that stone sufficiently muffled so someone
Okay.
couldn't hear through it or see out of it.
Okay, what are you doing with it?
I don't
Intrigued. I pull out
"Perhaps
my
a place where the sun does not
I
shine."
pull out my section of sheep's intestine and wrap it. Maggot, come here.
Not again, master. Oh, I hate this part.
Right.
I have one of these spare bags from one of Richter's stashes. It ties around at the end.
Give me
Well,
an
I can
Arcana check as
Put it
you're
in my suits in
beginning
my
to kind of
briefcase.
try to figure out what
What
this
do you
cave
have?
is capable of.
A dozen.
A dozen?
I go through them pretty quick
Dirty 20.
sometimes.
Whether or not Keats figured it out yet, you're not sure.
Corduroy or something? Something
But
a little more.
this is
More
more of a
rugged?
skill
Never
set
heard of this
of
fancy
an
cat
artificer.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
punched
an
in
enchantment
lines.
on
It's
this
all the rage
device.
about-
You get
Oh
the
God,
feeling
the
it
70s were like
might
50
have
years
limited
ago.
uses, and maybe
10
it could
years
only
old.
be used so many times per day.
I'm gonna tell him that.
Okay.
I didn't hear what you said.
That I think it was made by an artificer, and it probably only has like limited uses per day.
I say we just throw it in the fire, burn it.
No, but that gem
That
could be
should
worth
work.
something. I'd like something other than oatmeal when we get back.
I don't want anybody spying on us.
Yeah, I don't really like the thought of people spying on us either.
So we throw it in a pile of backguano.
And you do figure that the device itself is how the spying is happening. Otherwise, it could be like a magical effect, but you would have picked that up with detect magic. So the device itself is definitely a listening device through magical
Can we
means.
figure out if it's the staff or the gem that's the active component?
Give me an Arcana check.
I'm going to guidance myself.
Okay.
And the gem is made of earth, right?
It's made out of an emerald facet in the shape of an eye.
No earth spells.
That's an 11.
Some people get bags of coins and gems. Some people get a stupid staff that spies on us. I can't win for losing.
You found a new room.
I can't. Oh, I could sublet it.
I can sublet it. Hey, Reggie, you want to rent a room?
Oh yeah, we never figured that out. Yeah, you have to talk to Maggie because he took up the last room, so he has two of them now.
Oh.
I can. No, I moved out of my other room. It's just there with the cobwebs and
it's
stuff.
just
Cobwebs
it's just
and
a
that
wooden
shit.
it's a wooden box with some hay in it.
Yeah.
A
No,
folded
there's
up
like a
blanket that
pile
never
of
gets
there's
used.
a pile of hay and a rotted wool blanket
Yeah.
on the floor.
The pillow is a sack of
And like
guano.
hanging on the wall is a Cinderella dress.
I get a room?
And a blonde
Sounds
wig.
great.
And a blonde wig.
And a well-used water skin with a nozzle.
No, actually not well used, considering 20 goblins got the clap.
It comes with all the amenities.
All right.
Oh,
What have I done? I'm so sorry.
This is really like gone down.
you wanted a group that was
Bury
the
the staff.
antithesis of the Super Serious Monday.
Bury the
Yeah, I got
The
it.
antithesis, yeah.
Bury
Except I-
the staff.
You want to bury it? Okay.
In the ground or in something?
You want to bury your staff?
Wait, you want to bury the staff or your staff?
All of them.
Or your staff?
All of the above.
So as you have Maggot bury the staff in the ground,
You better
covered
do it.
up with
I'm
rock
watching.
and dirt.
I'm watching.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone's semi-circled around you, watching.
And I'm like this. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun, dun, dun,
he's a
dun,
wizard.
dun, dun. It's gone. You see it sticking out of my backpack. No, it's- no, it's- All right, now I bury it.
Bury it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys get back on the trail at this point after getting rid of the staff.
Actually,
Realizing,
Mark, this is a compensation for me. I need to be compensated for the loss of my staff.
Yeah, just give me the value of it.
32,000 gold pieces.
That sounds excessive. I'll write 6.
It's magic.
okay, 7.
You provide me with a receipt and we can change that number.
I'm gonna,
Not sure
Like
what
a
we're doing.
close to
I'm
7
gonna
foot person in a
hand-
goth.
I'm gonna hand Maggot a piece of paper and I'm gonna
Please
cast minor
deduct that
illusion
amount
on
from
it
his pay
so that it's
as
a hand receipt
compensation.
Okay.
for a
Oh,
magic
perfect.
staff that's worth
Minus 6
32,000 gold.
Here you go.
What is it?
The receipt here.
And when he hands it to him, I'm gonna drop the illusion, and it's just a dicks and stuff.
I don't know how to interpret this as currency.
Figure it out. You're the accountant, not me. Read between the lines.
Oh my god, my jaws hurt. All 4 of them.
All right.
Well, I have aliens that live in my mind. So with that in mind, you guys are back on the trail again. No longer have to worry about the scry effect. Everyone give me perception checks. As you're beginning to pay a little bit more attention, as you're definitely getting into the frontiers.
It's a 1 for a total of 2.
Okay, you are really rolling
I
shitty.
don't know what to say.
16?
Dude, shit. I rolled a
Unless
3,
my hands
bro.
are tied, I'm gonna be fighting myself.
Okay,
I don't have to do it every time.
Yeah,
But I'll try to make sure that if it's something where like my hands are tied or
What are you
something,
looking
yeah,
for?
doing something.
perception.
Perception. I
17.
knew it was a P.
Okay, 2 17s.
That's
I got a 9.
Well, unusual for you.
I know.
17.
So
3
3 17s.
17s, man. 51.
During the first half of the day of travel. Once again, surprising how many trails are out here. Well used trails.
Is this a dinosaur trail?
You know, that's what I was
There are
thinking
trails
earlier.
here?
Where
Yeah.
have you been?
We're on a trail.
Is this a dinosaur trail?
That's right. You said there's dinosaurs out here in the wasteland.
been hanging
It's a
out with
white-ass
Richter again?
trail, so-
I was
I mean,
trying
you
to
give me a
interpret your
survival
note.
check on top of that perception check as you begin to kind of like examine the sides of some of the stones around
Natural
here.
19 goes to 22.
Yeah, like you're just on your camel and like at 8 feet of height, right? Because you're up on the camel and you're like, you kind of like look at one of the kind of like mesa sides of the mesas right by here, the sandstone. And there's just like this perfect claw mark, like right across it. It's like maybe 2 feet wide, and you can see the striations from the talons just like digging deep into the side of it. And then you notice another one, like something had climbed up and above and like up into the rock above you.
Roll for initiative.
And I'd say Richter would have noticed that because you rolled a 17, right? You rolled a 17.
17.
And so, yeah.
16.
And 16 would have noticed that as well.
What's a 9 notice?
When we get to
The others
Then I
noticing
noticed
something.
We're just staring at each other this entire time.
when we get to some place where we're not quite sure which direction we want to go, I
Okay.
want to cast the boundary.
Okay.
But as a ritual.
Hey, boss.
Yeah, I was
Those
just
are
noticing
big
that
claw
myself.
marks.
Oh dear.
Made by something really big.
That's when all of you begin to notice that this trail that you're kind of coursing through, on either side are just these dug in, heavy clawed like striations of things crawling up and into the rocks or crawling down. I would say the sandstorm would have been about 6 to 8 hours previous.
These are fresh.
You look, well, not the claws on the side, those are dug into the sandstone. But on the trail you're on, so far no sign of any footprints on the trail.
Hey, boss, you've been around the block a couple times. Are there any dinosaurs that are ambush predators?
Uh,
I mean, most of the Mesa Raptors would be.
11.
Yeah, the Mesa Raptors that would be out here.
Yeah, the raptors.
Okay, raptors. All right, we've handled raptors before.
Is it about the same size as a raptor?
No. You're like looking at it going, it's a really big fucking
That would
raptor.
be a really big raptor.
It's a giant
Hey,
raptor.
hey, Maggie, didn't you always dream about riding a T-Rex?
No, he rides a black.
You know I don't dream.
What's wrong with
We're in T-Rex territory, buddy. That's what's wrong.
Oh, really?
Never seen it.
Come on, Belfry.
That's a good idea.
I fly up and go look to see if I see anything crouching.
Okay, give me a perception check with advantage because you are up high. And you can see the kind of baggage train of your friends just kind of following the trail deeper into the heights.
4 Allosauruses crouch on either side of the trail.
What am
I doing?
Oh, yeah,
Survival?
one of the D.
Yeah.
Oh, perception.
Diplosaurus or something
Something like that.
21.
21. So as you begin to fly Belfry around, you notice that some of the protrusions of rock almost like seem to take on a chimney shape, like those as the sandstorms kind of wear down the mesas, they from these like real tall chimney points. That's when you begin to notice something strange about one of them. And you look, and there looks to be a large nest on top of one of them. Other than that, you don't really see anything specific.
Okay. I start looking around to make sure nothing's like in
Yeah.
the sky.
Give me perception check as you regular because you're looking upward, not down.
Right. Oh, that's normally how I would roll.
You roll a 1.
A 1?
No, I rolled a 5.
Okay.
That's been
That's been my
That's big money right
go-to.
there.
But let me.
No, you don't notice anything, but it is nice and shady out there.
It was really warm about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's shady and a nice breeze kicked up.
So I got 11.
11? I mean, looking around, I mean,
you turned off your animal sound machine when you fell asleep.
I mean, the nest looks abandoned. I mean, there's a moment you take Belfry around it and it looks abandoned, like nothing's in it. And you look around, sun's kind of bright right now. There's a slight haze from the sandstorm moving around. And you look and it looks clear. Don't really see anything.
Awesome. Then I totally believe myself. All right. I'm totally confident that there's nothing out here in the sky.
Okay. Kind of fly back down to lead the caravan forward.
You get absolutely just.
Do what?
Do any of us see anything coming after him in
I
the
mean,
sky?
no. I mean, everything looks fine as far as you can tell.
It's 100% clear, guys. Continue on.
That's great.
All right.
You love it. The way he says it, it just totally casts doubt on him. It's just the way he says
As
it.
far as you can tell.
100%
we can
believable.
tell. Possibly. When he's not giving us definitive answers.
Are there T-Rexes here?
I will say at
See
some
any?
point going through, you reach a junction of trails. They go off in 4 separate directions. It's a broad clearing. The rocks are kind of a little bit more worn down here. There's less overhang. The sides of the mesas are a little bit pushed further back. And you can see 2 trails to your right and 2 trails to your left.
Agree. You should
Pull
check
out my
the
dragon
stars.
bones
Okay.
and ritual cast.
Yeah.
So I don't use a spell.
We're going to go this way. We're going to go this way.
That's seek water.
Dowsing.
Dowsing. Yeah.
I do my magical
Magical
Slim Jims.
dowsing.
My
think
magical
it's
Slim Jims tell us where to go.
Make sure the incense you light is actually your incense, not out of your back again.
I'm not moving them with my hands. They
So your
automatically
augury-
do that.
Your augury, what are you sensing for? Or what do you focus? Like, what's your
I am-
statement?
Looking for the direction
Yeah, I was looking at
that
the animal. So we come across.
So that's a
The-
good one.
group that we're looking for.
This is really good if we get into a fight.
You get this kind of like warm breeze sensation that the 2 trails to the right might be the better ones to take.
Attacks against them.
2 trails.
You then feel a cold sensation. The 2 trails to the left just give you this kind of dark and foreboding feeling at the same time.
Cool, just like
All right.
Tell her that she's attracted to dark
take a
and
bunch of
foreboding.
berries.
I really
Yeah,
am.
they give
So,
I can finally get rid of his entire staff. Then maybe the accountant will like me.
That side intrigues me, but
Just, like,
I'm
detect poison.
thinking they went that
diseases
way.
good if we ever get like a really shady area.
Okay.
Continue on.
Go
Scout
right
ahead.
then.
Well, there's 2 trails to the
Detect
right.
trails.
poison, you can purify it.
Yeah, there's scout ahead.
Okay.
Ooh,
Uh,
hold on, I got something for this. Hold on.
That's a reaction. That's good. So like if somebody shoots like fire at
I got this from
you
Haunted
can
Broth.
take half the damage.
You want to take 10 more minutes?
And
You
you
can
can actually
cast it
send
again
it back
and find
and
out which sign.
Oh, nice.
We should take the first one.
This is a good one.
All right, take the first one.
Okay.
Fine trap.
I mean,
I always like magic telling you what to do. Let's go.
This is a good one.
so you climb back up on Belfry and start flying down the first trail. The caravan, the camels and the elephant are getting back on the trail as well. As you, for the next kind of like hour or so, you're following once again another kind of like this strange winding trail that dips and dives and kind of moves through like the way the crags kind of separate.
I'm going to try and see if I can see any other tracks.
Can you give me a survival check? Sure.
There's a few cool ones in there.
Yeah, I'm studying all this stuff.
And druids are tough because there's so much.
I know, that's
That's
what they're
cool.
saying. Are you ready to memorize all the spells?
That's cool.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. There are signs of something moving through here. Like the strange patterns, something crawled through here or
Like
slithered.
something giant with a tail.
No, something's been slithering through this trail.
Like a snake.
You tell all of us?
Yeah. I want to look at the other.
As you're flying up
Trail.
above, give me another perception check.
I want
With
to. I just want to yell out in that direction.
Let's
and-
not yell.
Just be like, "Hey there, friend! You want to come out and say hi?"
Hi,
15.
15. As you begin to kind of course around, you realize that the 2 right trails that you started from, one goes slightly left and down to a series of ravines. The one you're on seems to snake out ahead and then up towards the beginnings of a mesa-like valley. That's when you begin to you smell smoke like a campfire. And then from your height, looking in the direction of where the Mesa Valley starts, you see a very thin contrail of smoke coming up and out of the rock surface.
Okay, I'll go back and relay that
Okay.
and start. We're going on the right trail then.
Maybe.
Well, I see where it's at. I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go far enough toward it to see where they went to get to that point, and
Okay.
then trace
So you're
it
going to
back,
go further up ahead and then
Yeah.
come back.
and then trace it back to see if
Give me a
we're on
stealth
the right-
check.
Stealth check with advantage because I'm cool. Yeah, normal shit that I normally do. Let me,
4.
no, I rolled an 8 this time, so
That would be great for
banner roll for me.
It's still better than a lot of my rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
So
do I have invisibility? I can
17.
cast invisibility on Belfry. That way they get scared shitless on the floor.
He's already far ahead, though.
17. 17.
Oh, 17. That's not too bad. As you begin to fly a little bit further, you can see the outline of 3 figures up on a flattened section of rock. They seem to be lying down and crawling up towards an edge to look down into what would eventually be the furthest head of the trail that you're on.
Okay.
And there's 3 figures there, but the way they're kind of sunken down and kind of just sitting there, they're elbow crawling to get to the edge and look down. And you're using the rockscape and the shadows of the afternoon sun to kind of keep you, one of the nice things about Belfry, she kind of almost looks, even with you on its back, it looks like just some wild creature flying out and about. So
Right.
it doesn't feel like you've drawn any attention at this time. From their vantage point, as you look and you're coursing around, you see a small footpath that leads down from where they are and then down into a series of cave-like structures that you can see kind of mired and kind of tucked up underneath the overlapping overhang of the mesa structures.
And about how far from where they're at to where those
Give me a
people are?
survival check as you try to guess the distance.
Oh, that's not bad. So 25.
At the pace they're traveling, maybe about an
24,
hour.
24.
About an hour. The elephant kind of slows things down, although it does carry a good portion of the gear. But the distance between where that overhang is and the entrance into this cave-like area with all these caves, kind of, they're about an hour away from it.
How else were you going to carry it back? You don't have shoulders.
And with that roll, could I be able to tell, like,
I think so.
with that roll, can I understand like how far they could see or what part they're looking at so that
Oh, from that vantage point, you get the feeling in about 10 or 15 minutes they're going to notice the group.
okay.
Because they have height, they're looking down, they're clearly looking down into the head trail that they're approaching.
Right.
They're about 15 minutes away from being noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'll relay all that information. I relay back to you guys.
Which brings you guys all kind of to a halt
And
before
I
going
wasn't
any
paying
deeper.
attention. What'd he say? Just kidding.
Your eyes.
no, you're good. That's cold blooded. Cold blooded.
Do you think they're friendly?
No.
There's not a lot out here that would be.
The only thing that's friendly out here is us with each other. That's it. Maybe.
Maybe
What
we should
about
just
the
say hi
friendlies?
to them.
What race did they appear to be?
They appeared to be like little tiny fucking humanoids. I couldn't fucking see all the way.
They're tiny?
Kobolds?
I was up high.
It'd be really hard to hit if they're tiny.
Right. They probably aren't that big of a threat if they're that small.
Well, I mean,
I don't know, you
they'll
ran
get
so
bigger. They'll get bigger as you get closer to them.
They can grow?
Yes.
Do the gods have any
Oh,
words of wisdom for us?
This is amazing.
I don't
I've seen
need
all
to
sorts
know
of
any
magic with you
gods.
folks.
We need to stop here, tie up the food for the dinosaurs. I mean, our mounts. And we need to sneak up there. There looks like, like I said,
So
there's a
true. You're gonna make the dinosaurs.
You
There's
don't
a
know
cave.
that.
there's
No,
a cave.
you
There's a cave
are.
system up there. Looks like they're up there in that area. So
All right, camels and elephants. If you see dinosaurs,
Do
run away.
the gods
Pretend
have
As
you're
any,
we're
rock.
tying them to things.
do the gods have any wisdom?
untie yourselves and run.
Is this a wise course?
Make sure you fill out a liability form.
Just
Ask
tell
your
them.
wood
Just tell them.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell you. Just tell them. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
All right. So you guys gather up your kit, your gear,
So stealth it
secure
is.
the animals, and to begin to go in the direction of the cave entrances. And that's where we're going to finish tonight.
Oh, come on. We gotta have
We're
more.
gonna totally forget about
Started
everything
at
we did.
7.
Well, we've been going for almost 3 hours, so we're good.
But we didn't start until 7.
Just quiet. you. Hey, he's the one that's got to go back to Orange County. I had no idea you were coming that far.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna need to get one of those fast.
Yeah,
tracks.
you need to like.
Yeah, if you get a fast track for the next couple of weeks, you'll be good. You don't actually you don't need to.
Well, my dad lives in Menifee anyway, so
Oh.
I could use it regardless.
Gotcha.
Just go to like an abandoned Sears and steal a mannequin and throw it in front of the seat.
I got an EV.
No,
I
it's
drive in the
cheaper
HOV no
blow-up
matter
doll.
what.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just to blow up doll with a wig, blonde wig. My mom did that. Did I know that? Did I tell you that? My mom did that. She got a blow up doll, put a freaking wig in and her clothes on it, put it in the front seat so she could drive in the freaking lanes
Get this, my buddy.
for like
worked
years.
a mortuary, and he got pulled over.
Oh,
and the car pulled in. He says, "Well, and I never got to find out what happened. He fought it in court, and I need to ask him."
Oh man,
Were you driving like a corpse?
He had a
van, or-
corpse. He had a
Yeah,
corpse.
corpse.
in the back.
One
And
more,
they
that's a
got in the car
passenger.
because it was just him. So he went and he's like, "I'm going to court." I mean, the guy was still a citizen. He's still legal. until the papers finalized. I was like,
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Thanks
but
everybody
very
for coming out. We will
Yeah.
see you Sunday. We'll be live Sunday.
Sunday,
With
Sunday.
the Undermountain. You'll see Gelmir there, Zach. And then the Shattered Teeth Fool's Errand Sunday evening.
That's
Great
my
Land
chaotic
should be
goblin.
coming back in about 3 weeks, but we're going to be coming back with a new campaign. That group will be finalizing we think we're going to do an anthology where we play a new campaign every 10 sessions. So we're kind of leaning towards that. So other than that,
Oh shit.
everyone be safe, be kind. Don't forget to play a game. It's good for you.
Worst-
Good night,
Forgot to pick my
everybody.
worst dice.
Good night.